All right, you're good.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to the men, women, and children learning in sincerity. But Great Millstone Tampa back with another weekly Bible street ministry. And we're just gonna get straight into it, man. This ministry, man, it's a lot that comes with it, man. It ain't just even skipping to the kingdom or nothing like that, man. So how much more for the rest of these people? If the elect have to go through hell to get to the kingdom, what the 2/3 got to go through? But right now we're gonna focus on the elect. Go ahead and get that.
And this is the book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22. Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Exhorting them. And it's a confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them. Alright? So we're supposed to exhort one another daily. Scripture say exhort one another daily. Alright? Because you gotta we need motivation, really. We gotta motivate one another with these words, comfort one another with these words, right?
For the simple fact, like you said, motivation, because we're disciples.
Yeah.
Discipline. All right, it's very hard for this flesh to live a disciplined lifestyle.
Stoic lifestyle,
exactly.
Because you could like Marcus Aurelius, he lived a stoic lifestyle, but it wasn't according to the scripture. It wasn't because he was chasing after the Lord. It's easy to live a stoic lifestyle in this world. You got these bodybuilders, they're stoic.
Exactly.
These NBA players, NFL players, that's stoic. But when you be a stoic for the Lord, you getting attacked from every angle. Ain't nobody attacking LeBron James for what he does. But people every day you get criticized for what you do for the Lord. Yeah, Martin. Something else.
Yeah, that was it. So the brother said, we need exhortation, man, because we all in the flesh. So meaning we subject to these different lusts and wants and whatever the case may be. So sometimes, man, it can be weary. So what we need that exhortation, man. That's why the scriptures say, be not weary in well doing. Okay.
Yeah, and the Lord said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Absolutely.
He wasn't talking to everybody when he said that. He was talking to his disciples. Let me grab something real quick just to back it up. This is go ahead. Let me find it.
All right, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
See, you got to be exhorted to continue in the faith. Because at any time you can be taken away by the cares of this world, the lust of the lust of the flesh, all right, or whatever the case may be. You can be taken. We've seen it personally. Men falling out of this truth over women, over a woman. And the apostles say it all the time. That's the number one thing to get dudes out of here, man. The woman, because that's of this world, really. What is a woman gonna do for you to get you salvation? Nothing. But she can definitely get you away from that salvation.
Lack of discipline.
Because she's gonna entice you. Because these women, they can say they shalom all they want and put hearts and crowns on the comment boards, but stay around them for a couple hours and you're gonna see their true nature, man. And it ain't about the Most High. I mean, you got some sincere sisters out there, but for the most part, these women are contrary to the scriptures, man. And anything that we talk about represses them, because this society tells them that you can be all you can be and this and that, all that bullshit. So these are things that we have to go through. Okay, that's why we have to exhort one another.
Says, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah, through much tribulation, man. Get that word there. See what in the blue letter. Yeah, see what it says there. It said the scripture say through much tribulation, man. So that's why I said earlier that it's not just a skip. We're not just skipping into on the yellow brick road into the kingdom, man. Now you got to go through trials, tribulation. You got to go through tests. You got to be tested. You don't just let anybody on the football team, right? There's tryouts. You got to go through that tryout, and they gonna push you. The same thing with the highest level of the military, special ops and all that. They don't just pick anybody just can't be the special ops. You know, you gotta go past all this rigorous training, and that should be months of real scenario combat for you to even be considered to be on there.
Top secret.
Yeah, so how much more for the chosen ones that are gonna receive salvation, man? You got it?
The Greek word, let me see it real quick.
2347.
Flipsis. And it says a pressing together, pressure, metaphor, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits.
That's gonna lead into this. Spirit, go ahead.
So in the book of Matthew, chapter 7.
So that's why you gotta be oppressed. You hear this? We already being oppressed for being Israel, but now you're gonna be even more oppressed because the Lord really wants to try you. All right, as gold is tried in the furnace, so are acceptable men. You know, paraphrasing. You know, so do you have to go through this oppression, this trial, this tribulation? What else to say? Straits, distress. You know, and that's why we have to exhort one another. Yep. Because shit, if people was to go through the shit we be going through, we get attacked spiritually. These people, they might get go through some bullshit, but they don't know what's going on really. But if they was to actually go through these demons attacking them and shit, see when the demons attack these people, the demons can take control of them, take the wheel, you know, and then they just go on with their life. But we know, we understand these things, so we have to fight these things.
Yeah. Let me get you real quick. Let me get that. What? Ecclesiastes 1:18. Back on the brother. Ecclesiastes 1:18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
All right. So the more knowledge you got, what knowledge of what? Pokemon cards, knowledge of building a 3,000 horsepower car. Nah, I'm talking about the knowledge of the scriptures, man. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. With that comes more sorrow. All right. The more you increase in this truth, the more sorrowful, the more grief you get, because you start to understand more and more, man. This is bullshit. This is completely contrary to what the Lord said and how life should really be run. So you start feeling sorrowful. That's why you start sighing and crying. You know, that's why. Because if you're sorrowful, what you want to do? You're going to be clapping your hands, stomping your feet, and singing. You know, like what they singing in black churches. Nah, man, you're supposed to be sighing and crying unto the Lord. You know, that's what he want to hear. He don't want to hear that them abominations. He not even hearing that. That shit don't even come to his ears.
Complain to the Lord. You know, serve all those that complain continue. Right. The Lord's coming to save them. He's not coming to save those that are happy down here, that have found their happiness.
All right, what you need to be saved from? You love this place.
Yeah, love it.
You like the accessibility of scooters. Then you can pull up at the bar on a scooter, electric scooter. As long as you take the cab. You know, you can live in a high-rise condominium. You know, you can get yourself a leather car with leather seats and heated and AC. So a lot of our people love this place because what? They're not actually acknowledging or even realize that they're being oppressed. They don't know that they're in straits right now, but they're gonna realize it soon because they're gonna be taken by the time of Jacob's trouble. They're not gonna escape it though, because in Daniel 12 it says that they shall escape it. The majority of our people ain't gonna escape it though. Only the elect, the ones that are sighing and crying, going through that tribulation to enter into the kingdom, man, and dealing with it. You know, the Lord told Job, "Gird thy loins, man. You got to be a man in this truth, man. This isn't for boys." All right, the scriptures talk about when I was a child, I spoke as a child. When I became a man, you know, I put away childish things. So this isn't, you know, you got to deal with this thing as a man, man. You're gonna have ups and downs, but you got to deal with it because there's only one path you can go to get to the salvation. It ain't multiple paths. All right, well, you know what? That path didn't work out. Let me try this one. Let me turn back and go try the other. Nah, man. If you turn back, you're through. If you go that way, you go that way, you're through. Yeah.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Matthew 7 and 13. This is the Lord's words. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Yeah, the straight means a position of difficulty. Like we just read in Acts 14. That's that tribulation that we got to go through to enter into the kingdom.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
That's because it said enter ye at the straight gate. It said, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. So to get to that kingdom, you got to go through that straight gate. You got to enter through that straight gate, man. Which again means a position of difficulty, oppression, all right, distress. Go ahead.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right, that's why you could, in America, they push out whatever. You can do what you want, or be who you want to be. You can identify whatever you feel is the day, whatever day it is of the week. You can identify what you got on the calendar. Today's Tuesday, I'm going to identify as a pumpkin. Tomorrow's Wednesday, I'm going to identify as a woman.
You gotta call me a pumpkin.
Yeah, but that's the wide narrow, because you're accepted in this place. This is your kingdom. You get accepted for being an idiot or being wicked. So that's why it said wide and what? Wide and
It says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
yeah, broad, man. That's why they call it Broadway, man. You got all these major cities, they got Broadway. Well, there you go. What happens on Broadway, man? A bunch of wickedness. Look at Hollywood. They got a Broadway. And there's nothing but fucking trannies and abominations walking around. All kind of wicked ass niggas. You know, in New York, they got Broadway. What takes place there, man? Nothing but wickedness, man. Go ahead.
It says, and many there be which go in thereat.
Yeah, many. This world was made for many, but the world to come is for few. So many go into this broad and wide way, because anybody, because it's like a Black Friday. Just storm the door. Everybody goes through that motherfucker. No single file line, no order, no discipline. You just run up in that motherfucker. Do what you gotta do to get through there. You know what I'm saying?
Get the PlayStation.
Yeah.
You have to be the first to get the PlayStation. Even if you have to kill somebody.
It's a stampede. That's what it is, and that's what the way of the wickedness is, man. Just everybody free for all, YOLO, all that. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
Right. So narrow, straight, position, difficult. All right, and narrow meaning one. What you get 2nd Ezra 7. Oh, here. But so it's gonna be narrow. All right. It ain't just everybody can just run in there at the same time, man. Going to show you that the way to salvation, there's order to it. That's why it's narrow. Everybody can't just run up in there and do what they want. You know what? I agree with this, but I'm gonna do my own shit. Nah, that's not how it works. That's not. No. You gotta come in single file, man, and you gotta follow the person in front of you, and the person behind you gotta follow you, and so on and so forth, man. But there's order to it, man. You can't just do what you want. This isn't a Lollapalooza, man.
It says, and few there be that find it.
And few that find it, man. Because again, this world was created for many, but the Lord comes for few, man. Right? There'll be many that's gonna perish, man. And compared to the numbers that are gonna perish, the ones that are gonna receive salvation are few. Alright? The majority of the earth is gonna perish. The majority of our people, let's just use that number. The majority of our people are gonna perish. Okay? In a horrible way. They're gonna meet their distress, their oppression, what else? Their tribulation, and it's gonna lead to death. Instead of taking it now, accepting it, all right, dealing with it, and then ultimately receive salvation. Now it's gonna opposite for them. This is their salvation. Ding ding, riding around in scooters, ding ding. This is they already made it. This is their heaven. Because this is the heaven for the wicked right here. The rulership. They can do whatever. They're promoted to do whatever, with no repercussions. We, on the other hand, in their heaven, we're in distress. All right, we're sighing and crying. But when that transition, which is already taking place, but when that transition happens, when the Lord comes to destroy and to bring salvation, that's the tables are going to be flipped. All right, even though the wicked of our people will ultimately come back, but they're going to have to know it through death by faith, man. It ain't going to be all love and hugs and kisses for them. They're going to have to meet their maker the hard way. Is there any more? Okay, yeah.
This verse. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me saying, the Most High hath made this world for many.
Right, this world is for many. That's why everybody out here having a good time, going to the local sports teams and living it up at the clubs, the bars, just enjoying life. You know, getting their bag, chasing the affairs of this world. You know, having a good time. Nobody really sees this place for what it really is. Here it is. All this shit has happened in the last almost 2 years now, and you still got all of these people out here walking around clueless as hell. Because what? This is their world. This is for them. This is the time they get to enjoy it. Because look, these look Ling Ling ain't gonna be walking around like this in the kingdom, man. There's a kid on the bike. You know, nah, man. All this is coming to an end. All right, going into the liquor store or the bar and they get stupid drunk, and then all kind of shit go down. You commit adultery. All that shit is coming to an end. So this is their heaven. This is the world for them. You know. But the world to come for few. The world to come is for few because the world to come is going to be ran by Yahweh Shem outside, man, and held to that standard. And guess what? The majority of this earth, including the majority of our people, don't even want to take heed to that. They don't want to partake in the words of the Lord. They're going to have to. It's going to be put into them. But look at all the other nations. The other nations love this place because they're allowed to do whatever they want. They can cook all kind of abominations. These damn goops, you know, worship whatever, you know, worship Buddha, worship whatever the hell they want, do whatever they want. Yep. And so the world that's coming, man, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be ran by the ones that make it out of this place, specifically the 144,000 under Yahweh. Okay. That was okay.
Second Ezra 7 from the top. It says, "And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, Of Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my God. They said he unto me. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great."
Right, because you see the ocean, right? It's like you just go to the you know, the beach, and you see how vast that ocean is, and it's super deep, you know, but it's you can't even see you can't see the nearest landmass. You go to the Gulf of Mexico, you can't see Mexico. That shit just goes as far as the eye can see, right? Go ahead.
It says, and I said, Spake on my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But with the case, the entrance were narrow, and like a river.
Right, so like a river is narrow, and it's not wide and broad. You know, it's depending on the river, it's very small. You know, okay? And it follows a specific path. It's flowing in one direction. The river ain't flowing against itself, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, "Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?"
Right, if you didn't go through that narrow, how you gonna get to? So you know, if you were inland, right? How you gonna get to when you got a boat? You build a boat inland near some river. How you gonna get that boat to the sea? Well, you got to go through that river, you know, and it's gonna be straight and narrow. You might come across bumps, you know, or rocks, or whatever, you know, but that's the only way to get that boat onto to the sea. And once you get to the sea, now it's broad and open, you know. Go ahead.
It says, "Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?" Verse 6, "There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things."
Right, so just imagine that, a kingdom, man, a castle, you know, surrounded with a wall, you know, but it's like on a not an island, but just elevated up, and it's just a big circle. Go ahead. And there's nothing else touching it except for this. Go ahead.
Yep. "There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Right. So, which even they built. They used to in the medieval times. Israel used to build, which were during the Byzantine Empire, all that, the Moors. They used to build castles specifically like that, where there was only one way in. There would be water around it, and then there would be a drawbridge. Right. Then the only way to get in there was through that exact bridge. Moat. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
So that's where you come into this truth. All right, you got water on one side and fire on the other side. Look, you fall one way, you're gonna drown. You fall another way, you're gonna burn. Which is symbolic for that tribulation. The trials you're gonna have to go through, because it's a narrow bridge. It's a narrow path. But what happens if you get through that path? You get to that kingdom which it had abundance of things. It's good land. So this is where we at. We currently we nearing the end of that drawbridge, man. We almost at the end of it and about to enter into that kingdom. That's why we start off with the Acts 14. Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom, man. And then you got remember when you trying to cross that bridge, you got people on the walls, shooting arrows at you. All kind of alligators in the water. Yeah, exactly. So it ain't just you just skipping. You just whistling and skipping. Go ahead.
It says, "Were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both."
Yeah, there's only one path. There ain't no back door. That's why Yahweh said, you got that? That's where you gotta get that real quick.
So, John chapter 10, starting at verse 7. John chapter 10, starting at verse 7, says, "Then said Yahushua unto them again."
See, in that spiritual house. Knew what he had through the spirit. Go ahead.
John 10 and 7, it says, "Then said Yahushua unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep."
Right, the Lord is the door of the sheep. So when you go, you look at how shepherds used to do, there's a gate, right? And he has to lead them through that gate. There's only one gate. There ain't multiple gates. When you bring the shepherds back from grazing, there's one door, and that's the only way the sheep go through there. All right, but who's leading them through there? It's the shepherd. Go ahead.
So John 10 verse 8 says, "All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them." Verse 9, "I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved."
All right, so the door is the entrance. All right, whether it be an entrance to the house or an entrance to your room, a door is a gateway, so to say, from where you are to where you want to be at, and that's Yahushua. Go ahead.
John 10 and 9 says, "I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture."
Yeah, and which what we're reading about, that kingdom. Where they had, read that again when they describe the kingdom. Because that's where you get into, but because you got to go through your house side, but what comes with that is that tribulation. Because what? He said, the servant is not greater than his master. They have hated me, they're going to hate you. Persecuted me, they're going to persecute you. Well, all these things we have to go through to inherit the things that your house side is inheriting, Go ahead.
You want to,
yeah, we're just going to give a description of the kingdom.
Verse 6, 2nd Ezra 7 and 6. "And there is also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things."
Full of good things. But what? You can only get through that Yahushua, man, which is the door. There ain't no other way. If you want to come back the other way, what are you going to consider? A thief and a robber. And then you're going to have to come down, you're going to come back whenever the Lord releases. You're going to come back to the kingdom. You're going to inherit it because it's a birthright of Israel, but it's not like the Israelite, the Most High is going to inherit it, man. You just going to see here it is, these men are laboring to get through that drawbridge, get past that water and fire, and then they're going to bring you back, through their sea, through their loins. But you're not physically going to go through that, You're going to just end up burning or drowning. or never even make it there. You know, you might just die on the way to the bridge. Go ahead.
Hey, the scripture say, in thy right hand is a pleasure forevermore. Sit on the right hand side of the Most High, Yahushua. What he had to go through to be able to sit on that right hand side of the Most High, to be able to enjoy the pleasure as the brother going into, you know. It says, and there is also another thing, a city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like if there were fire on the right hand and on the left with deep water.
So that's what it's said at, man. It's not, the Lord didn't make it easy. In the sense of, okay, well, all I gotta know is I'm an Israelite, that's it. Nah, man, it's dangerous. That's that tribulation, though, that oppression, that distress. You're gonna be hated by all men for serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for trying to obtain the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna be hated for that. Here it is, you want the earth to be better, you want the earth to be ran in righteousness, but you're gonna be hated for that. That's just part of it. Go ahead. Anything on that?
Oh, okay. It says, and the only path between them both, verse 8, 2 Ezra 7 and 8. And the only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
That's the order, man. Because how chaotic would it be if everybody just trying to trample over each other, hurry up, pushing each other? Nah, man, it's one at a time, man.
Yeah, imagine the line at Golden Corral.
Yeah, exactly.
If everybody could just come in all at once.
Skipping yeah. But that's the wide and broad. In this world, you can do that. You can go in it how you please. If you gotta kill a nigga to get there, then that's how you do it. But that's what a lot of people do. They sacrifice their loved ones to get to their kingdom, what they think is their kingdom, their heaven. But that don't work like that in the truth, man. It's a single file line. And if they stop in front of you, you gotta stop. Go ahead.
Verse 19. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance.
All right, so this is an inheritance. All right, look, here's a great city. It's all set up, got great riches, got all this. What? I mean, that's the story of every little cartoon prince or whatever. You gotta go slay the dragon, and at the top of the hill, you know, go through all these little tribulations, but just to get what the princess or whatever the story is about. But he gotta go through some kind of shit, you know. And they don't just walk up into the castle and take the vision goes. Nah, man, you gotta go through all these things, fight for it, and especially once you know it's been promised to you, because that's what an inheritance is. All right, so the Lord promised this to really the whole nation of Israel, but first and foremost, Yahushua and his elect, first fruits, the ones that help him make this earth. The ones that was with him from the day one will be with him in these last days.
Right. The first fruits, taste of the first wine.
Okay, remember in that wedding, he saved it to the end. You know, and when Yahushua turned water into wine, he saved that wine to the end, and the master was like, "Oh, well, why y'all say this to the end? Because this ain't for you, my man. It's for the end." And then Yahushua say, "I shall not drink until I see you, you know, in the kingdom." Or better phrase. So the Lord is saving that good wine, all right, for the first fruits. All right.
It says, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Right, so if you're not willing to go through that danger, to receive that promise, what's been promised to you, how you gonna get it? You think somebody gonna take you there? Hey, just hop on my back and I'm gonna take you there. Don't worry about nothing. Nah, man, you gotta fight your way through there. You gotta go through the dangers. You gotta go through them tribulations, the oppression, the stress. All right, that's how you get to that inheritance, man. And that's what we're doing now. We're fighting the good fight. All right, we're fighting against the flesh, fighting against the principalities of this world, fighting against everything, man. We fight against everything, man. It's us against the world, as they say, literally. Go ahead.
Keep reading on?
Yeah, what verse was that? You read down to 14.
Okay.
Where were you at?
10. Yep. Verse 10, it says, and I said, 2 Ezra 7 and 10, And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel.
Real quick, so Ezra agreed. He's like, yeah, this is what you said. Yeah, you're right. You can't get that city unless you go through that path. So how you expect to get salvation if you're not even going through the path that's been laid before you? Because it's not like, oh, you gotta get a machete, cut your own path through the woods or through the jungle. Nah, the Lord, Yahweh already set the path, and then now you have men before us walking in His footsteps. Now you keep walking in them footsteps, man. The path is already laid. You just gotta trust in it. Right? It's the way. It's ultimately Yahweh, man. Yahweh is the way.
It says, and I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is
Israel. So again, that's the inheritance. But not everybody's gonna be able to make it through that path, man. Because it takes discipline. It takes order. Which the majority of our people don't want to partake in. They don't want to partake in discipline, order. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to take heed to the Lord. They didn't want to do it when we left Egypt. So how much more now? When they have more liberties. More things that don't be their flesh. Because now the people are living in the era where you can do anything. Through the internet, alright? Do traveling. They didn't have planes back then. Now a bitch can go from Iowa and end up in Dubai doing some wicked shit. Or a nigga can do the same shit, you know. So this world is set up to promote the wickedness. And the Lord's coming to destroy it, whether you believe it or not.
verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Right, which was Adam, was Yahweh Shai. Alright. To Hebrews goes into it. So now the whole story started from there. To the point where then, because the Lord had the children of God, then he chose Abraham specifically. Well, really, because you go to Matthew, it goes all the way back to Adam, but the Lord always had a specific line to the point where he brought forth the nation of Israel, you know, so he can call them to Yasharallah, all right? And then he still had a chosen line out of that to bring forth Yahweh Shai, okay? But still, Jacob, that's where the line was supposed to, that's why that line was specifically preserved from Noah. You know, because everybody prior to Noah died. You know, it's everybody that was here on the earth came from the loins of Noah. All right, which ultimately would mean they go back to Adam. You know, but ain't nobody walking the earth physically came from Cain. Yeah, that spirit is back, but ain't no descendants of Cain walking around. All them niggas died. All the men, all the children of the wicked, all the children of men, all them niggas died. Only one bloodline made it, and then through that bloodline, which was before Israel, all right, was established as a nation, all them people died, you know. But the Lord brought them back through Noah, you know. That's how cold the Most High is. He used the chosen line to bring back all the wicked, all the children of men, and chosen seed.
It says,
but that's what started, man. That with Adam and Eve, you know, that what they did, you know, or really getting with the woman, that led to this whole scenario where we at today. To make it, so we had to go through that path to get to the city. You know, all of that is a story. See, they say you gotta look deep into these things when you're reading them. Like, damn, all this shit is like it was a buildup, you know. So ultimately to the worst destruction ever seen on the face of the earth. But remember, the first death was with Noah, which was the only line to survive, and then the second death is gonna be who we gonna say? That the same ones that he chose from that line to Noah, which went through Shem, all right. So or Faxad, you know, Abraham, you know, on down to today.
Verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail.
That's what, hey, we've been reading that. We read about Acts 14:22, Great Tribulation, then we went to that, was it in Matthew, or we went to tribulation. It said distress, you know, oppression, which is what? Sorrows, you know, anguish, all these things. So it's, these doors, these pathways are narrow, or the pathway is narrow. For that reason, because because of the wickedness that came on the earth, the Lord made that path to salvation narrow. Everybody ain't gonna come here. He already did that. You know, he did that during the time of Egypt, right? He just allowed all Israel to be saved. Nah, man, everybody ain't leaving with great possessions this time.
A lot of people didn't appreciate it.
Exactly. They're murmuring, talking shit, as they do today, man.
That's exactly why he changed the condition of the battle, if you will. Only those with the spiritual mind are going to be able to see. We got all the riches now, but you just can't see them. This is nothing. So we walking out of Egypt right now full of substances and well, it's on us. That's why the Lord changed up me this time, because now those are the spiritual mind, those that have eyes to see can only see that, yeah, we got it. You know, we got it right now.
It's a treasure map, and only the spiritual man can see it. It's like, you know, you use a highlighter and draw something, you can only see it with the black light. And that's what it is. You have to have the spiritual eye to see that path that the Lord, you know, wrote down or drew down. Yeah, you gotta have that proper eyesight, man. And the scales. See, the majority of our people got scales, like what happened to Paul, the scales that came over his eyes. Well, we got the eyesight, man, but Aaron's got that. And they're able to see in the darkness, you know?
Verse 12, then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
There you go. So it's painful, but it said it's few. So what we going through is nothing compared to what these people going to go through. Because ultimately we get a reward for suffering. What are they going to get? They're going to suffer for suffering. Because even though you might think you're living it up in this world, you're still suffering at the end of the day. You go home at night when you all alone, hear all these people with money and all the shit that they want. They look in the mirror and they hate themselves. You know, especially the celebrities of our people, the high people that are up there. Man, they fucking disgusted with themselves. That's why a lot of them, you know, just are bunch of bug outs, because they can't even deal with themselves, man. They know all the things they've done to get to that point, and then what they gonna receive for it? Death, destruction, a miserable death, and no one's gonna come save them.
Verse 13, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit.
No, read that again, I'm sorry.
Verse 13, 2nd Ezra 7 and 13. For the entrances of the older world were wide and sure.
Right, the older world, meaning this world, wide, sure. Anybody can make it. Just be all you can be. Just be a demon to do it. That's all the requirement of this society to enter into this kingdom. Just be a demon. Do some awkward shit with some awkward people to be perverse, man. It's wide. There's many ways to make it in this society. You can sell drugs, you can get bent over and become Lil Uzi Vert. Then next thing you know, they playing your song 82 times a day on the radio. You slam dunking 32 times on a game. All kind of shit, you know. So there's many ways to make it in this world, but there's only one way to make it to the kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
So if you don't labor, how you going to receive those things that's been laid up for you, that inheritance that we read about? You got to labor, all right? That's why the Lord used so many parables, you know, comparing this truth unto labor, you know, or husbandry, you know, using the plow, all that, man. But what? Look, when you out there laboring, man, doing some manual labor, using a hoe, you know, to till the land, that shit ain't easy. Your ass out there scorching heat, all right, your back hurt, your feet, your knees hurt, your shit. Out here, we just standing here and our knees be hurting. This is labor, man, you know? See, but what? This is America, that great whore. So in America, it's the place you can make it the greatest. Because them legs spread wide open. America's legs are spread wide open, bro. You said you had something? Or you said you had?
This book of Acts chapter 14 and 22.
Yeah, we did. Bring it out again.
Oh,
That's what we started with. Yeah,
okay, that was good. Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Exactly. So again, bringing it back, we have to exhort one another, because what? This path is a path of distress, man. It's a hard path to go astray, a position difficult. So we have to, hey, bro, keep going. You seen the movies, the football movies, where one dude's he's falling behind. You know, they running 8 miles or whatever. One dude's falling behind it, and what? Another play comes. Come on, you can do it. Let's go, man. So that's what we gotta exhort one another, man. Daily. You know, and what do we use to exhort each other? The words of the Lord. Yeah, well, sometimes we give each other pep talks, you know, through the Spirit. But hey, precepts is gonna lift a brother up, man. Or if the brother believes, then the precepts should help, man.
Right. It says, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right. Much tribulation again. And that's the word we have been into.
Okay.
The same sorrow, all right, distress, oppression. Because we're oppressed in this world, man. We can't do what we want to do according to the scriptures.
No way.
You know?
A lot of it's illegal.
Yeah, exactly. So we be out here, even though we would be righteous in the sight of the Lord, we be out here locked up, man, stoning moles. We be out here burning whores. You know?
Paul said some things, you know, lawful within that community. You know, so it sucks, man. That's why this is help. You know, that's why we want to get out of here so we can live in a righteous, under a righteous rulership. Because this isn't it. You can't even be a man here. It's called toxic masculinity. You even raise your foot.
So how much? They say that to regular old dudes,
Yeah.
red pill community. So how much more are we? We're fucking terrorists in these people's sights.
Terrorists, man.
We're extremists. Shit. The niggas that supposedly bomb the towers, we're worse than them in the eyes of these people. And all we're doing is reading the Bible. We're standing up for what the Lord said. But what? That's part of that path we gotta go. We gotta get through this fucking wicked ass place. Because that's like into that path. Fire here, water there. Because what? If you're not focused and maintaining on that path, that straight and narrow, right, which is one man at a time, if you're not paying attention, then you're gonna get distracted and you're gonna fall.
It's just gonna get hot too, man. They persecute us, man. We're worse than the KKK. They said they
We're on the
us
same
that.
list as them niggas.
Yeah.
It is that we're on the Southern Poverty Law Center as extremists. But every week, these people see us out here with Bibles. The cops come up to us hundreds of times, you know. But people are like, well, they don't do it too much anymore because they can kind of see what's going on in the world. But man, we've heard it all. So imagine what the bosses heard, man. But shit, just this game, we've heard it all, man. All kind of, we've been called every name in the book. Hate mongers, extremists, all kind of shit, man. But here it is, we just standing here with signs and Bibles. But we the bad guys.
We reading the
But
Bible.
here it is, they making you do things you don't want to do. But we the bad guys. Come on, man.
This is St. John 15, verse 18. St. John 15 and 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
Right. So we don't lose sleep over people not liking us. We know that's part of the battle, man. That's how that phrase goes, the condition of the battle. I think that's how it goes, yeah, condition of the battle, man. Then it's part of it, man. That's part of that path we going on to get to that city, man. And that's the only way you can get to the city. You got to deal with being hated. That's the first thing you have to accept when you learn this truth, man. Before you tell anybody about this truth, you have to know you're gonna be hated for it, and it don't matter. It shouldn't matter. Because people are going to hate you, man. Your own family, all right? People you don't even know, people at your job. See, all right now it's all smiles and but soon, man, they're going to, yeah, them turn such and such in. I remember he said this and that. You know, all these people that be taking pictures of us. What they doing with them pictures, man? You know how many pictures have been taken of us?
People have uploaded videos on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they still up to this day. Shit. All them pictures are on the cloud.
Yeah.
But what they got us doing?
It's a still frame.
Like, but that's why Esau gonna have to go above and beyond, just like he did when Esau didn't do it, but our own people did it. To Yahushua, had to hire false witnesses. Them stories couldn't even correlate. So that's how you gonna know who the men of the Lord are, because all these stories are gonna be butchered. Oh, well, they did this, and the next nigga gonna say, oh, they didn't do that, but they did this. So the Lord's with us, man. That's why he said, think not what you saw saying that day, you know. But just know off rip, people gonna hate you. Shit, truth is the deadliest thing. It's the most lethal thing in a world full of lies. And like Morpheus said to Neo, these people will fight tooth and nail to keep the system going, man. They don't care if they. A lot of these people, of our people that know that come up onto us and whatnot, they know what we're telling them is right, but they don't want to accept it. Why? Because this place is wide. They're able to do whatever. When you come according to the script, when you come under the words of the Lord, you can't do what you want to do, man. You can't just be free willy-nilly. And then so how much more when you're in the ministry, right? Because anybody can read the book. Oh, the law says this, I'm not gonna do that. But there's people that don't eat pork. There's people that don't eat shrimp. They're not in the truth. But when you come into the truth, into this ministry, well, it's a whole nother level now. It's that disciplined mind to get through that path to get to the city. You know, just reading the Bible and knowing you're Israelite ain't gonna get you to that kingdom, man.
So you got a lot of people that will believe with 98% of the things we say, but then they got a problem. Oh, they can't get past the white people, or whatever. They don't, that's why the Lord is only dealing with one type of people. Like
Israel or the Most High. Get there, Galatians real quick. 6 and 16, I think, something like that. You got more than that, right? Whoever got it, got it? Whoever got it, because that's what the Lord's dealing with, man. He ain't dealing with all of Israel. He gonna kill the majority of Israel, man. This is called the time of Jacob's trouble. And everybody else is just casualties of war. You know, all these heathens, they just casualties of war because of what they've done to Israel. So, they got to go down too. But the Lord's got a bone to pick with Israel because they're the ones that disobey the Lord. Now, Esau and all these other heathens, they're going to get their asses kicked by default,
And that's why it's a lot real quick. That's why the scripture says because of the controversy of Zion or Israel. The controversy is that Israel went off, and the Lord is using other nations to judge us.
Hey, don't blame
but
Esau.
They got to get judged because of what they did. And I forgot. Oh, it was the elder brother of Required Kwan from
UK.
From the UK. I was listening to him last night, and he was saying, the Lord used these nations, but just because He's going to judge them, because it's not only that they're getting judged for what they're doing to us, they were wicked before they're doing that. So they got to get judged for those reasons too. But mainly it's because of the controversy of Zion, because Zion went off, and
that's why
that's
why they were able to conquer us. It wasn't because they were better than us.
Right.
It's because the Lord used them as whoopers. He just happened to whoop their ass for that too, though. I mean, hey, take it up with him. He can do whatever. That's like you playing chess, both sides. You're using the white and the black piece. You can do whatever the hell you want. You know what? I'm gonna sacrifice this pawn, and then that pawn can get sacrificed too. So the Lord can do whatever He pleases. But ultimately, it all goes back to His chosen people. That's why the Lord talked about punishing His children. You don't go to the playground and beat up all the kids, whip all the kids because they doing some bad shit. Now you're gonna get your kid and whoop his ass.
Yeah, this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them and mercy and upon the Israel of the Most High.
Right, the Israel of the Most High, which are going to be the ones that are hated, man. All right, so the Most High has a specific chosen within His chosen. Go ahead. Yeah, more?
St. John 15 verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own.
Right, the world will love His own. But what? We're the Israel of the Most High. We're not others. Even Yahushua said it. He said, I am from above, you are from beneath. Meaning He wasn't from this world, man. Alright, we come in that same state. We're not of this world. Alright? We're cut from a different cloth. And it might be all silk, but this is the best part of this silk, you know? It's just like, you got, how is it, what is it, you got top shelf, like, you know, bars and shit. Yeah, it's tequila, but it ain't top shelf tequila, you know? Yeah, it's Israel's tequila, but the elect is the top shelf, man. That shit you gotta pay hundreds of dollars for. Taste the difference. Yep. Yeah, that was it, man.
Real quick. It says, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you.
There you go, man. The Lord has chosen us out of the world. Okay, so the world hates us because we stick out. We are, you know how they be saying in movies and in different little series and whatnot. They say, oh yeah, the aliens are already here, they're walking amongst us. Well, those are the ones that have been chosen out of the world because we're not of this world. So what does alien mean? Foreigner. That's all. Alien is in the Bible. The word alien is in the Bible. Well, guess who's gonna get saved on them alien ships? The ones that were chosen out of this world, man. Right. That the Lord prayed for. The Lord, he chose them out of this world. All right, so of course they're gonna be hated because he was hated. But that's why he prayed to the Lord for us, man. To keep us in here, not to take us out though, but to keep us here, man. So that way we can bring forth His word, magnify His name, and ultimately receive salvation. Go ahead.
Psalm 69 and verse 8. I am become a stranger unto my brethren, and alien unto my mother's children.
Stranger, foreigner, man. Our people don't see us as the same. That's why we tell them, oh, you an Israelite. They don't see that. We're strangers unto them, man. Yeah.
They don't give a damn about that. It sounds cool, but they're gonna go right back to their life.
They might stand there for a couple minutes. Yep. They gonna go right back to their heathen ways as soon as they get on the block. Taking it out, shit. They're gonna take a big L real soon. This place is stuff, man. These people have been watching the news, man, and looking up what's going on in the economy. They think we're finished.
This is St. John chapter 17. I'll start at verse 9. This is Yahushua. I pray for them. I pray not for the world. For them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Verse 9. John 17 and 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
Whoa. I thought John 3:16 says God so loved the world. Contradiction. But he said he prayed not for the world. The Lord said he ain't pray for you people, man. The Lord is actually hates you people. Right? The one you ignorantly call Jesus, he hates you people. Alright? You walk contrary to him. If he was here today, you'd be stoned. You would try to lock him up. Call him a bigot. An extremist. Like a Sakari church. But nah, that's how people will look at him as. And this guy is out of fucking mind. He'd be out here screaming, deep ass voice, you would hear him all around the city. Oh shit, what is this guy? Calling cops, this big black man screaming. Imagine you have a side walking into a store today, man.
Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford. Bro, people would be terrified of him, bro. Looking rough and shit. Big afro, beard.
You come down the aisle, you can get out the aisle.
Yeah, shit. Let me turn around.
Turn the car around.
Yeah, he would have been one of the jakes that he saw me crossing the street. Yeah, boy, and shit.
Real talk. Now, we ain't just making that just trying to be funny, man.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah. Y'all think Jesus was some kind of nice character, man? He was all humble and talking. No, this was a real
Walking
man.
around like this, open palms and shit.
No, that was
It was awesome. The scriptures say, matter of fact, in there, brother can find austere. The Lord was austere. And he wasn't no pussy, man, like they show him in the movies. You know, little whispering to people. Nah, I mean, loud voice. Remember when he was about to raise up that girl that was he said she's sleeping. Wait, he kicked everybody out of the room. He said, hey, can y'all please get out? Can y'all please get out the room? Nah, he was cussing them out. What the fuck is this?
They left flesh.
Yep.
I got you. Luke St. Luke chapter 19, verse 21. And it reads, "For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man."
And get that word too, bro. Get the word. But finish the verse.
It says, what's up on the top? St. Luke 19, verse 21. "For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow."
Right. So the Lord was an austere man. This is a parable, all right? Liking the master until Yahushua, because he is the master. Yahushua was and is an austere man. Go ahead, you got the
Yeah, correct. It says, "of mind and manners harsh."
harsh. That way he was in the temple whooping niggas' asses, man. You know, people see now, like, oh shit. He went no sin, man. The Lord and Savior was not a sin. He was harsh. He was just like his disciples were, man. Rude of speech, as they say. Toxic. Yeah, he was toxic. Go ahead.
It says, rough, wicked, severe.
Yeah, he was a man. Right? Which this society lacks. Okay? He was a real man. He didn't play no games. Alright? Even with his own disciples, he used to get on them, man. So imagine how he used to get on these people, man. What do you think when he was on that boat and all these multitude could hear him? What do you think he was talking that loud to be nice to them? I mean, he was getting up, he was prophesying. He was lifting up his voice, telling them what the deal was. Only the ones that was given unto them would receive it though.
Back in St. John chapter 17, I'll read that verse again, verse 9. He says, "I pray for them, pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine."
Yeah, so which thou hast given me. So the elect was given unto Yahushua. Alright, from the beginning of times, man. Help to make this earth. That's why the scriptures in Genesis say, make man in our image. Let us make man in our image. Because what? There was men, all right, or angels at the time, helping Yahushua create everything, man.
That's what the Most High said.
Yeah, now that was Yahushua, and he was given the elect, and they would create the earth. All right, through the blueprint that the Lord gave Yahushua.
Yeah, because that's what that was going into. Making them in our image, meaning give them order. You know?
Exactly. As it is in heaven, let it be done on earth.
Because man was already created, what, on the fifth day? They just didn't have order. They were just, you know, just out there.
It's out there. Who knows what shit. And then the Lord put them spirits into bodies.
Yep.
Once they were done, they rested. Then the Lord, you know, started bringing forth, you know, brought Adam, put Yahushua in the body, then, you know, the children of God came through. You know, it had to begin. They don't tell you, but it had to begin with the elect. Just like the kingdom of heaven is going to be, you know. Where the rest of Israel will come from. The children of God are going to come from the elect. You know?
Right. Verse 10. "And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them."
Right, so he said, "I am glorifying them," because that's why we are here, man, to glorify the Lord. All right, to show forth His power. Because this is power, whether you recognize it or not. But you're going to see it very soon. But it's going to be manifested. All right, this is power. This is us glorifying the Lord. Who else is glorifying the Lord throughout the four corners of the earth? And churches ain't. The churches will tell you to do the opposite of what the Lord said. Yep.
Come as you are.
When have you heard that the Lord is a harsh man? Or he was serious? They think he was one of these simpletons out here, a sympathizer. Nah, man, the Lord was a fierce man. You know, red eyes, bloodshot eyes, you know what I'm saying? This big old black man, big clipper. He's dark as hell, you know. It was ripped, chiseled from all that carpentry work, you know. That's for Jesus, all that walking they did. Get this sympathizer right here. Yeah, look at this guy. This is supposed to be the Lord and Savior. Nigga needs to burn.
wasn't my Jesus.
You
wasn't my Jesus.
You know? And you can't take a guy like that serious, man. But if I guarantee you, and then this is just a artist rendition. It's not a snapshot. Yeah, I was like, even imagine somebody like that coming up to you. Forget about the soul. Somebody pointing, a big black man pointing at you like that. But he don't even got to say nothing, you're going to be afraid.
Down the public side.
Go ahead, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say even Christians don't take Sweet Baby Ray Jesus over there serious, because they go and preach for 30 hours and then they go and eat a fat ass pork sandwich right after. So they don't take that man serious. They're like, he ain't gonna do nothing to me, man. What's that? What's all that talk about?
Everybody gets free sausage and muffins today.
Pepperoni pizzas. People pizzas. Party pizzas. Yeah. Pizzas.
I see the commercial, they got that the cow's own pizza now. Pepperoni.
Just real quick, this is in the book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 14. It says, and in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot, and girded about the paps with the golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as the flame of fire.
So just that description just already eliminates, you know, Cesare Borgia, man, or Serapis. Right. Serapis Christus. That goes back to that the Greek times. All right, Serapis, that image, which was that same nigga Ptolemy reincarnated. It was Ptolemy, Soter, and then his son was Serapis. All right, or the image that they used for Serapis. The flower, it's their flower pot.
It says,
And then he's like, then they came back to the reincarnation as the Pope Alexander VI and Cesare Borgia, and now they back today in the same lot as the Rothschilds, man. So they never went down. There was Ptolemy's, what's the Pope. Now they're back today, man. And that's just the ones we know of that we can speculate on, you know. It gotta be the nigga look exactly the same. Shit. They're like, this is the Jesus, the black, they call it, I forgot what they call it, but you can type it in Google, and who pops up? This fucking David Rothschild. I forgot what you type in, it's something Jesus, and it's fucking David Rothschild. Looks exactly like that picture, man. The same paintings from 15th century.
verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Right, so he had a deep voice, and he was dark skinned, man. When anything burns, it turns dark. Alright, and now who our Lord and Savior was, and he's coming back. Alright, for those that are willing to go through that tribulation, willing to suffer with him. Let's get Romans 8 real quick. But the Lord's coming back for those that want to suffer with him. You're not gonna just hop on the bandwagon and you ain't suffered. Nah, man, you had to be down since day one, so to say.
You in the Super Bowl parade, you play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you was in the audience and you think you're gonna get a Super Bowl ring. That shit don't work like that, man. Spectators don't get rewards. Only the team does. Hey, you could have been left, you could have played left bench your whole career, but you were still on the team. You at least made it on the team. You still get a ring, you know? You got dudes that got like 4 rings and never started a game in their life. Why? Because they was on the team, so they received, but they played. They was good enough to make it on the team. They actually did something. They wasn't on the sidelines with pom poms.
Romans 8, and let's start with verse 16 and go down. Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs.
In the Spirit, with the Holy Spirit, Holy Scriptures, that's what's proving that we the children of the Most High. How we are, how we conduct ourselves, how Jake naturally is just, you know, unconsciously they try to walk in the ways of the Lord. But this world tells them to do otherwise. But that proves that we're the children of the Most High. How rebellious our people is, all right, how we move, how great we are, and everything Jake puts his hand to is going to get taken to another level, man. Even homosexuality. That's how great Jake is, that he took something wicked and and took it to a whole nother level.
He's so be all discreet with it. Jake out there is super effeminate, super
Yeah.
flamboyant.
All these elites and all these high level Edomites, them niggas is gay as hell.
Oh,
But Jake is flamboyant as fuck though, you know? Nigga, Jesus. The things we've seen in this world. That's why this place gotta be destroyed, man. And it be our fucking people. That's why Esau don't use his people to promote it, because that's fucking lame ass shit. They put a flamboyant ass Jake on there, they go, okay.
they make money off
Yeah,
that.
we can get with this.
Wow, Jester makes money off that shit. Then that helps drive the nation more and more and more into
The whole-
Yeah, exactly. Jake Black's Hispanic name American. They're so far away from their God, it's easy just to control.
And then like they put him in that hole, but what the scriptures say that he that diggeth the pit shall fall therein. So Esau gonna fall in his own hole he digging for Jake.
It says, and the children then heirs.
And children and heirs. Then we read in 2 about the inheritance. That's what an heir gets, right? An inheritance. If you're an heir, what do you get? You get the inheritance. So if we're children of the Most High, then we inherit what has been promised to his children. And that's why Esau, and all the people he could have been, the main people you can't talk against is the people that stole our identity. You can talk about white people trying to be Japanese, samurai. You can talk about white people trying to be South African. You can be talking about the $5 Indians, but you damn better not talk about the Jews, because that's where they draw the line. That's where it's hate. It's what they call it, it's anti-Semitic. Wait a minute. Yeah. Shit. Anyway. Go ahead.
Reading on. It says the children then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach.
Right. So Yahushua is that first inheritor, right? He's the first heir, the firstborn, if you will. Go ahead.
If so be that we suffer with them, that we may also be glorified together.
Right. So we suffer with him. We go on. We take this journey of suffering and sorrows, okay, sighing and crying. At the same time, doing our job with all that, because a lot of people just want to quit. A lot of our people, they go through sorrows and they just want to quit. They're not gonna do like Esau and kill themselves, but our people just want to quit. Man, this ain't for me. They'll drop it and try to go do something. Nah, man, you gotta keep at it. And continue with this path of struggle, all right? Because there's a far greater reward, man. For what we going through is nothing compared to what we gonna receive.
Verse 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be received in us.
Right, so it's not even comparable. All the hell you catch, it's nothing compared to what we gonna receive, man. This is light work. Shit, at the end of the day, we can go home and read the scriptures. What do these people go home to? Themselves, their wicked thoughts, their delusions. Another wicked person waiting for them at home to give them hell. Shit, at least this is our escape, man. This is, when we in the scriptures, we unplug from the matrix. You people are permanently in the matrix and you think it's real. Right. Even though it's falling before you. It's collapsing. America hates America. Right? Your military's a joke. They're quitting. Police are quitting. The food shortages are coming. Prices are going up. You know, the docks are backed up. There's diseases everywhere. People dying left and right. And it's only going to get worse. People are coming fast. People are coming through the borders. The cartels shooting at the National Guard. Come on, man.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse. Read 1 Peter chapter 4. I'll start at verse 13. It says, "But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's suffering."
Yeah, so we have to suffer. We have to suffer. Like we read in Romans 8, we have to suffer with him, all right, to be glorified with him. So the suffering is nothing, man. There's, as a matter of fact, you can even go into the dictionary and look up the word passion, and it's gonna one of the definitions is gonna be the suffering of Christ, or the suffering of Hamashiach. So we have to go through this, man. That's why Mel Gibson made the movie The Passion of Christ. So we have to be part of that passion. See, our passion is suffering with Yahushua. These people's passions is living it up in this world. Oh, this is my passion. I love football. I love this and I love that. That's their passion. what are you passionate about? Well, we passionate about the scriptures. And the scriptures say we gotta suffer, and that's what true passion is, man. If you truly love something, you're willing to suffer for it.
It's just now in Romans, the 8th chapter, where it says that you can't even compare what the suffering of this world to what we're about to obtain. So, bro, like we see something that y'all can't see apparently. That's why we're so headstrong in this, because we know that this is going to be wasted away and we're going to obtain something glorious.
And that's why they say fast money comes with slow problems. Yeah, because you might get all this riches up front, but on the long run, you're going to have to suffer. See, we'd rather suffer now for a little bit than be rewarded greatly, you know? Like the brother quoted earlier, riches forevermore, or pleasures forevermore. And that encompasses a lot of things, man. Life, that encompasses life, man. You know, actually living. This ain't living. Got niggas shirts tucked in. If not, they can't work. They gotta get a jab if you wanna go to the bus. You know, this is fucking. This is a what do they call it? Authoritarian regime, man. This is a fucking the new Nazis out here, man. Go ahead.
Read on. It says, I'll read that verse again. It says, but 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 13, for rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's suffering.
Yeah, you're supposed to be rejoicing on that path, on that journey. You're supposed to, like the apostles did, man. When they got beat up, and what they do, they rejoiced in it. For suffering for the name of the Lord.
That when his glory shall be revealed, he may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right, and how's it going to come? He's going to come with great glory. Right, he's going to come with great glory in his host, man. Great power and great glory, man. So when that's revealed to everyone, then we're going to be revealed with him. Those are those men. Man, that was in the whole time. Shit, we took it for granted. And you ain't going to be able to grab our leg and get a ride up to the chariot, man.
Your wrist apart.
Your arm's gonna turn into ash.
Because that they call it tractor beam. That tractor beam might be specifically to pick up the elect, but zap anybody in the vicinity.
You already know it is.
Yeah. Anybody that touches, because not everybody around this guy's gonna die. Because the scriptures say our enemies shall beheld them going up. You know, from there. So anybody try to catch your eye, man, get zapped. Go ahead, though.
Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resting upon you.
The spirit of glory and the spirit of the Most. What's it? The spirit of glory and what?
And of the Most High.
And of the Most High, man. The Lord, the Most High has put His spirit not only on His Son, but on the elect, man. That's why we're able to understand the words of the Most High, because His spirit is in us. Those what we don't spend. And that's why the rest of our nation can't, because the Lord didn't put His spirit on them. That's why they're not part of Israel, the Most High.
On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
There you go, man. We glorify the Lord out here, by what we do. And soon, when we really start to do these miracles, all right, and start doing the wondrous works that the Lord did and greater, then He's gonna be glorified, because what? People are gonna ask us how we doing these things, and we're gonna glorify Him. All right, you know, there's a lot that's coming down the pipeline that's gonna glorify the Lord, man. The Lord's gotta have to glorify Himself before He returns. People are gonna know that there's some supernatural things taking place, and there must be a higher power, because there's men out here doing things that we only see in movies. And when they approach us, they're gonna know exactly who gave us that power, or whose power it is. And then you want to see them go up to meet the Lord in the air.
Hey, to back the brother up, hey, real quick, the works that if my memory serves me correct, the works that either was the apostles or Yahushua did, they was like, yo, this man gotta be up the Most High. Look at the healings, look at the power that He's done. You know, just back to the brother. But we're gonna get to some prophecies. We're gonna read Isaiah 19 and 14. All right, because America is completely circling the drain, man. Okay, no countries want to deal with the U.S. dollar, which is why right now you try to order some, you can't get it. Japan don't want to send nothing over here. China damn sure don't want to send nothing over here no more. Because why? What they're getting in return is paper money. All right, that's why you try to order some or buy some. You can't, because everybody, the dollar is too risky. Nobody wants to be in a dollar, so they're buying physical assets, man. All right, they rather put their money into something physical instead of being in a paper dollar. So what that's going to cause? Inflation over here, like you've never seen before, man. Okay, so that's what's coming to this place. And with all that, you know, with this financial breakdown, that's really what's going to usher in the chaos of this place, man. The power outages. I was just on a job today, man. In this one area, they talking about, oh, my power's been out since such and such time. All right, Esau is doing his thing, man.
Yeah, I was.
You know.
So like last night, I was at a light down over on in Tampa, over by 50th, but down, you know, further south. And just sitting at the light, you see when a little transformer spark, lights flickered, the street lights turned off for like a minute, and everything came back on. But you know, they still had some sections that powers were off. You know.
What's your power? You might go busted.
I don't know about that, but.
You know? So hey, you know, Esau doing his thing, man. You know, this place is being set up on the ultimate KO, man. You know, most High finna knock this place out, man. And you know, other countries, even I just saw a video the other day. Russia was pretty much like, but we don't, you know, nobody wants to deal with the dollar no more. The only thing that's propping up the U.S. dollar right now is Saudi Arabia. All right, because China got to buy oil from the Saudis. All right, everybody got to buy. All the people that got to buy oil from the #1 exporter, of Saudi Arabia, they have to use the U.S. dollar. So that's really the only thing that's propping this dollar up, man. All right, but Russia will start being able to pump oil. Iran, actually, I think Iran is sending oil to Venezuela. Okay, so man, these countries are finding different ways to invade this dollar. So America is finished. Nobody want to ship shit over here no more. All right, you know, everybody's done with America. And then all the shit you see in the stores is just a surplus of all the shit they had in the storehouses, as the scripture calls the storehouses. When that runs out, then you already got the ships already over there. They ain't docking. You know, this place, man. You know, the Lord, now we truly see why the Lord is hardening our hearts, man, to prepare us for the times that's coming. All right, that you thought the Lord was going to come short when He say men's hearts failing them of fear. You thought the Lord is not playing, man. That's the word of the Lord. So what's going to be taking place to the point that men's hearts are going to be failing them of fear? What's going to take? That means this is going to get bad out here, man. Okay, and take it lightly if you want, but things about to be terrible out here in the streets of America, man. All right, go ahead. Yeah, Revelation 19. Matter of fact, you can get you're right, Isaiah 19. You can get the first 2 verses, then hop down to the 14th.
Gotcha. This is Isaiah chapter 19, starting at verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come.
And that's the chariots, man. That's ultimately the Lord's coming into this place. All right, the scripture says, shall enter into the house of the thief. Ultimately, the Lord coming into this place with the UFOs, so-called UFOs, with the chariots, all right, to bring judgment upon this place, man. All right, this is the curse that goes forth throughout all the earth. And if you look at the stats, America has more so-called UFO sightings than any country on the planet, man. You see more UFO sightings here. Why? Because you can pretty much call them reconnaissance missions, man. Before you go to war with a bunch of enemies, you know, just like Joshua and Caleb, pretty much spies to search out the land of Israel. So you got the angels coming here and pretty much running reconnaissance missions, man. They finna take this place. It's finna be for the taking. And at the same time, you got Esau launching his digital currency, man. All right, this place is ripe for the taking, and it's about to be spoiled, man. Okay, go ahead.
God. Isaiah 19 and 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold.
So this is a burden unto this place. Us being out here is a burden unto you people. So we understand clearly why you hate us. We understand why because we're complete contrary, all right, to your happiness, man. Or what you see as happiness, man. We're contrary to that. But the so-called bad news bearers, man, the prophets of doom, that's us, man. To let you know the destruction that's coming upon this place. Jeremiah 28:8, man. Go ahead.
If I can say real quick, you were saying about men's hearts failing them for things that's coming on the earth. Hey, you got people that's worried about the jab mandates, the job losses, and the brother just brought out the chariots and things like that, man. All right, it's gonna be a multitude of things that's just unbelievable, man, all at once, man. All right. Going back in Isaiah 19:1, it says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
Yeah. The scriptures say, every eye that all eyes shall see him, man. And those that saw him, the scriptures say they wailed. All nations of the earth wailed because of him when they saw him, man. You know, that's gonna be a great day, man. You know, you can envision that in your mind, just a huge ship just covering the sky. You can see we actually expecting that, man. You know, it's in what they say, NASA about to shoot a laser at an asteroid that's coming towards Earth. Who knows? That could be a ship, man. Who knows? Okay? They call it an asteroid. Lord was a ship. You know, coming towards this place. So you know, that's what Esau got the lasers and shit out there for. Of course. You know, to make war with the Lord. So you know, you never know, man. All right. Somebody said something.
Trying to make people scared.
Yeah. Come on. Go ahead.
Isaiah 19:2 says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians,
Yep.
and they shall fight everyone against his brother."
And that's the Lord putting that spirit out here. The Egyptians against the Egyptians. They shall fight everyone against his neighbor. Complete division, all right, amongst you people. Because it's all, you people already were divided a lot. Now, you're just being, you've been given that reason to spew out your hate and your disdain for one another. Okay? That's all it is. Now, you always hated each other. You always envied each other. You know, you always were jealous of one another. Now you're just pretty much purge season. You know, go out and express your hate. You're gonna be able to go out and express your hate and all the bullets that you've been buying for $1 a piece. Cause that's what you Edomite saying. You buy. I heard Edomite in my job. I'm paying $1 per bullet. Cause why they done jack the prices up so much, man? All right. Cause why? It's a demand for bullets. Bullets gonna be worth more than money. Okay, $1 a bullet, man. So all you people out there now, you're going to be able to purge out all your hate and spew out all your hate, right? Because right now you do it on video games. You on Call of Duty, but you on them Grand Theft Autos and shit. You know, you doing all kind of shit. You done been online and these motherfuckers be cussing you out, talking shit, man. You people are just naturally violent, man. That's why Revelation 18:21 says, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down." Because you people are all wicked as hell, man. All right, so put a food shortage in the midst of all this wickedness, man. You people are literally gonna be tearing each other apart, you know, and it's gonna be beautiful to see. You know, go ahead.
I can add real quick to that. I got a precept as well going into this Egyptian against Egyptian. Let me read this real quick. Matthew 12:25 and 26. And Yahweh knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? So, you know, going into this Egyptian versus Egyptian fighting against one another, man. All right, with these mandates, we see these military men, all right, wanting to branch off from the military. They're not gonna go and just go and be docile after that. You know, these police officers doing the same thing. They're not going to be docile after that, man. So we can see the Egyptians starting to set up against the Egyptians over this alone, man. You know, the brother's talking about on the video games, how people talk to one another. Hey, find a certain type of topic on the internet, on a video or something like that. Read the comments, man, about how they have certain things going on. You know, I had somebody trying to sell something for me on one of them little let go type sites. And the comment pool was taking over, like, we don't need to see your political rants here. This is not a place for that, man. And this is over buying and selling, like, some shit you need at the house, man. You know what I'm saying? Something trying to get rid of, and over here fighting over political ideologies. things like this, man. So this is already that the spirit of the Egyptians fighting against the Egyptians being riled up, man. All right. Going back to Isaiah 19:2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." Keep going down. Just jump. All right. It says Isaiah 19 and verse 14. It says, "And Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and hath caused Egypt to err, and every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit."
Yeah, so pretty much this place it won't be able to get right, you know. And you know, what's so funny about you so-called white people, you rednecks, you like to call yourself, you thought Trump was for you. You talk to every Edomite out here, they thought Trump was for them, man. Like Trump ain't a fucking insider. Alright? You people are so stupid, bro. Like every Edomite you talk to, especially these racist ass devils, man, they thought Trump was for them. You know, you got fooled, man. Trump ain't for you. You know? He's doing the bidding of the super rich elites, man. You know? Go ahead.
Well, back Isaiah 19 and 15, it says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or the tail, branch or rush may do."
Yeah, and part shortages. You go to try to order part, and everybody that own a air conditioner, like you got a central central AC, central air. All right, you try to order a part for that. Try to order a part for that shit, man. Okay, I know people personally that work in the AC business where they say at the specific school he works at, all the damn, pretty much a lot of refrigerators and the AC units are down because you try to order a part, you can't fucking get it.
You got a better chance of buying a whole unit
Yeah, exactly.
than again a part on getting one fixed.
Yep. And how long before all those, you know, how much they got of those in the storehouses, man?
Right.
For you to get hold of those, man. Okay? So the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit, all right, in the midst of this, in the midst thereof. Just saw an article the other day how that pretty much a police officer, I guess he's the chief of police. I forget exactly where it was, but he was saying that he cannot force the mandates because he will lose 10% of his force. So he can't. He said, "I'm not going to do that. I'll lose 10% of my police force if I mandate these the sticking jab, man. You know, so he's not going to do it. So that's more division, man. Because you know a lot of people not with it. So class force, Los Angeles sheriff refuses to enforce the jab. Says politicized order will cause him to lose up to 10% of order force.
That's well, I think it's just like 12,000 sheriffs or whatever.
Exactly. Now, it's not a line of people lining up to be police officers. It's not a waiting list for that. You know, they actually need a police officers everywhere. They always need a police officer. So lose what 12,000? Lose 12,000 sheriffs. That's a big deal. All right, which is all by design. You know, it's all by design because eventually the military. Exactly, the military. Then I was watching the elder Malcolm. He's like the robots. Ultimately, gonna come in and just be police and shit. And like he said, like on the movie I, Robot, right? Will Smith played that character. He was saying how the robots have no feelings, no emotions, no consciousness. All right, they just go off of algorithms. Like he said, that robot saw that I had a 60% chance to live and saw that she had a 10% chance to live. So the robot saved me instead of the little girl. Right? So when they let these robots out here, this AI and shit, your ass caught out on the streets. That's why we gonna need a standard, man. When they let the robots out and they just scanning everything and you know you can plead and help, they just gonna destroy you, man. Seek and destroy. That's gonna be their mission. Seek and destroy. You know, skeletons and shit, man. Drones, predator drones. We gonna need that standard in that day, man. Cause Easy E, man, he coming with the stink, man, with the pain. You know that great rap. You know, and they already got these things. Anytime we see news articles or something about it, it already been perfected. technology has already been perfected, man. You know? And then even the shit that hasn't been perfected, that's functional, it can work. Like for the S500 or haven't been in the service yet. But I guarantee if they put the S500 right now, it works. Exactly. It might not be perfected, but that bitch will work. So man, Esau's gonna let loose a lot of his shit out here, man, on you people, and that's just the judgment. Alright, of the Most High coming upon you, man. Alright, that's it on that? Yeah. What else you got? Oh, you say you had something? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 47. I'll start at verse 5. Isaiah 47, starting at verse 5. It says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans."
Just get thee into that darkness. You know, like the elder once said, he said, your wisdom's not going to be able to get you out of this thing. Because the darkness is why they're illuminated ones. Okay? Which is the light, the wisdom. So sit in the darkness. All that's going to fail you. Witchcraft, your sorcery, all those things are getting ready to fail you, man. Okay? Like we watched the video today, man. Esau is super religious on the left-hand side, man. It's wicked priesthood. You know, all this sacrifice and everything. The month of October, they talking about a stock market crash. You know, man, these devils are behind the scenes working hard, man. Throwing up all kind of enchantments. And that's why things are getting harder. But you know, if you notice that the Lord is actually increasing us at the same time, all the obstacles we going through, because if these people was to jump into our shoes and deal with the spirits that we deal with in a so-called coincidence, you know, everything lining up perfectly to just give you a fucking hard time, right? You know, if you people stepped in our shoes, you wouldn't be able to deal with it. You would have been quit by now, man. All right, but you see, things are happening to us, but we're able to endure them. As these spirits begin to come and mess with us, the Lord is hardening us to be able to endure all these things, man. All right, we're complaining less, and we're just dealing with it. All right, we're dealing with it, and we putting up prayers. We calling upon the Lord, calling upon His name. That's the time we're entering into, man. The spiritual war is turning up. All right, so now it's not the time to get weak, to fall by the wayside. Now it's not those times we're actually seeing the downfall of our enemy with our own eyes. Only with that. What's your favorite scripture, Ariah?
Only with thine eyes.
Exactly. That's that brother's favorite scripture, man. Only with thy eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. Okay, so we're now is not the time to get faint or weary. Okay, go ahead.
Something back you up. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 32, it says, "But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world." Yeah, because that's going into spiritual warfare. The Lord, you know, pretty much two birds, one stone. You know, as we're down here, and the Lord has us going through that verse. He says, it's in the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I will overcome. So it's about to overcome it. Lord, what do you think? So again, we're not judged with this place.
Right.
Ultimately, us being separate. You know, our chastisement is for our consolation and salvation, not for us to destroy. Yes, sir. Right, thank you, brother. Over here, Isaiah 47, verse 5, it says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt be no more called the Lady of Kingdoms."
The Lady of Kingdom, the glorious Kingdom. That's why nobody want to deal with your dollar. All right, it's worth nothing. I'm giving you actual physical, all right, tangible merchandise, and you giving me back monopoly money. Nobody wants that no more. Okay, so that's coming back to bite you in your ass, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 47, in verse 6, it says, "I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand."
Yeah, so the Lord was wroth with His people. That's why He used Esau, Edom to execute that judgment upon us. So the Lord acknowledged, like, yeah, man, I was wroth with my people. That's your comfort right there. You looking for some sort of comfort. The Lord knows, man. Yeah, man, I jacked y'all up, man. You know, I gave y'all grievous wounds, man. With y'all ass, I was wroth, man. I was upset with y'all. So that's the Heavenly Father let you know, man, I was wroth with you. You know, that alone, hearing him say that alone, spirit of Isaiah, that brings comfort to us, man. Because what more it is to receive all that pain and nobody know what you're going through. That hurts the most. You know, when nobody can understand the pain you're going through. You can explain to them and tell them, you know, what it is that you feel, but they don't truly understand. They can't feel. They don't know it. But the Most High is telling you, I know what's fucked up, man. What happened to y'all, man? You know, I know this devil, man, was rough with y'all. He showed y'all no mercy. The scripture say he perpetually, man, held his anger, man, his hatred. He served us a cold dish, man. He gave us absolutely no comfort. All right? So now it's time to see his judgment. So if you ain't on this side prophesying and on this side of the fight, then what you doing? We ain't laying down like that, man. This is how we fight, not carnally. All right? We're not gathering arms and getting ready to go up against this devil. We're fighting him right now by condemning his ass, man. Okay? It feels good to be able to prophesy against this devil, man. To be able to stand out here in his kingdom and tell him that his destruction is coming. That he's going to have to pay for all the atrocities that's been done upon us, man. All right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 47 verse 6, I was wroth for my people. I have polluted my inheritance.
Polluted, man. Esau came in, gave us defiled bread, laid with our women, laid tares amongst the wheat, polluted us. Okay? Made us worship his gods. Was polluted physically, morally, spiritually, any way you name it, man. Esau did a number on us. Stripped us bare. Okay? Polluted. Our inheritance has been polluted, so we gotta be changed. We gotta receive new bodies. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. We cannot bring these bodies into the kingdom, man. Being defiled by the devil, Satan. Oh man, you should feel like a filthy, man. We gotta get out of this body. We gotta get out of this kingdom, man. Go ahead.
It says, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Give them to what the scripture say though, what is it? Psalms 3 holy children. We've been given unto a lawless nation, man. We've been given unto the worst of the worst. Alright? We've been given into the hands of the worst, of the vilest nation on the planet. Esau, Edom. The devil, man. Think about that. Think about the dirtiest dude you know, the nastiest dude you know. And imagine you giving it to his hands. He can have his way with you. Alright? We gotta get out of here, bro. This man, this is the man of sin. The man of destruction. Alright? The vilest people on the planet. Only thing that you know brought them out there, because they got money now. They have access to, you know, to resources. You know? Then even with access to resources, look what they're doing behind closed scenes. Look at all the shit that's coming up that they're doing behind closed doors, man. Drinking blood, sacrificing children, dealing with 3- and 4-year-old kids and shit, man. A wild ass nation.
That's why we're crying out. Even 9 and 4. We're crying out because this man's trying to defile, you know, those persons which going to the most select people, and those men, those wolves. You know, he's trying to put a chip in you, and right now it's that devil, you know.
Wait, what you said again, Brother Sean?
I said that's why, you know, we're crying out to the Lord because this nigga's trying to defile you.
Yep, and the water, because it starts up here. All right, that's why he's trying to defile us. Because he physically he still is. He's putting out pork and everything, polluting the air. But he wanted to defile our minds, man. He wants our minds back. We've been freed. We've been freed by Yahushua. So Esau desires to put us back in captivity. You know, we've been freed from the system. Now Esau wants to put us back in the trap, in a web. Exactly. You know, and he's going to be able to get the weak, those that Yahushua is not dealing with. He's going to be able to sift you. okay, and get you back on his side, and ultimately you taking that the MOB. Go ahead.
It says, finish up Isaiah 47 verse 6. It says, thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou heavily laid thy yoke.
So Esau showed us no mercy. Upon the ancient has he very heavily laid the yoke, man. Okay? Our number one enemy, Esau Edom. Show no mercy, man. Look at the condition Jake is in. You know? Good thing we are the sons of the power. Because if Esau would have done this to another nation, man, Esau would have done away with him. Well, you can't get rid of us. We're the children of the Most High, man. Okay? We got the, we're gonna be fruitful. We constantly gonna multiply, and we're resilient, man. We're literally the sons of God, man. So you can't do away with us. You can't kill us. All right? What to say? What was that? Was that in Jeremiah, Isaiah? All right. If the Lord do away with the constellations, all right. If the constellations could be done away with, all right. The moon, something roughly paraphrasing, then Israel will pretty much do away with Israel. Okay. Go ahead.
Yep, this is Deuteronomy.
You done, man? All right, yeah, finish that real quick.
It's Isaiah 47 verse 7. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
Yep, you be a lady forever, rulership forever. You're still saying that right now. Go ahead.
It says, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
So you didn't lay these things to your heart, that the Most High was going to bring judgment upon you. That the Lord did not forget about Israel. Okay, go ahead.
It says, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Verse 8 says, therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yep, and this place is the world in pleasures, man. That's why this is going to be the worst. The Lord's going to make this a third world country overnight, man. Overnight. Overnight, man. You're not going to be able to, ain't shit going to be in the stores, ain't going to be, what they're doing is breaking this place down. That's what they're doing. They're shutting it down. It's like a big ass business, and the elites, they're pulling the plug on America, man. Exactly. Why do you think they move? And this is not something that just happened 2 years ago. It's been moving fast for the last 2 years. But why do you think they've been moving all the manufacturing over to China? All right. They've been moving all the manufacturing over to China, man. And then even before the so-called pandemic, you already had countries already moving the manufacturing over to China. You've been had that before the pandemic kicked off. Exactly. So this is no coincidence. People just start. It's like the house get on fire. This man leave 2 minutes before the house catch on fire. He's inside. He's an insider. He's an insider, man. Like, look, get out of here. The plug is going to be pulled on America. And then yet all the people on the low ass level, like the brother was saying earlier, all these people have no idea what the fuck is going on, man. You have no idea what's going on. All right? You still think you're finna invest and prosper and live on, but the major corporations and everybody who's manufacturing across seas. Come on. China, if Yahushua wasn't coming back, China would be the new rulers, man.
Yeah, exactly. That goes into that American scheme. Esau's spirit is always fleeing. So now the scheme is up. Now he's trying to run away. Him being that fugitive vagabond. He's pulling the plug. They're talking about energy crisis coming up. Winter might be a cold winter thing. Joe Biden was talking about, because they gave up on this place. They want to put on top of it. Is that new world order? That's why they should go to war against them.
Yep. Hey, and all for all you Edomites out there that's pro-Trump, just look at what he said about the energy crisis when he was campaigning, and look what's happening now. Since you thought he was with you, right? Since you thought he was on your side, since you thought Trump was on your side, look at the energy crisis now, man. Talking about we gonna be energy sufficient, be able to produce our own energy, man. Come on. He lied to you devils. You believe it.
All that gold and shit comes from China.
Yeah.
You know, so them shits that proud of the factories, they get all that shit from China. You know, so that's what we're into. But
So with no parts, you can't order parts and shit. What's happening? This place closed business. Closed businesses. That's it. All right. No more work for Egypt. That's it for you, man. And then what's gonna happen? This place bankrupt, and what's gonna be the collateral? You gonna be the collateral. That's what happened with the Social Security. It's supposed to be temporary, right? Oh, this is temporary. Oh, you was collateral for that the pressure, man. Slaves. Now it's gonna happen all over again. But this time they're gonna actually imprint and put that code underneath your skin, implant it in your skin. Now, all right, you're gonna be collateral because this place bankrupt. And bro, it's hilarious. You don't produce nothing, but yet you Americans still so fucking proud. You don't produce nothing. You ordering shit, it's not coming. So what's the need for you?
Yeah,
It's no need for you.
The major exports are soy and corn, and that shit goes mostly to China.
Exactly.
And pigs, agriculture. That's it.
Pork is still used to be one big one, but
Yeah,
hell no.
they're saying that the bulk shipping is going up 40%. That's not imports. I'm talking about going from California to Florida. That price, like FedEx, shit like that, all them trucks, all that shit's going 40% up.
That's why I ran to this UPS worker. He's telling me, oh yeah, man, when we get our next contract, we're gonna be getting paid $40 an hour. Why the fuck you think they're gonna be paying you $40 an hour? Because everything's going to fuck up. Inflation. So yeah, it's gonna cost, like the brother said, 40% up, so it's gonna cost more to transport that shit. That's why they're gonna be getting you paid $40 an hour, but it's still gonna be like you're getting the same pay because all the shit's gonna go up. So you looking at $40 an hour compared to the economy that you see now, compared to the conditions that you see now, right? And you people are finished, man. And that's the pride. That's the pride of America. They still living here, living it up. Everybody gonna watch the fight tonight. You know.
Yeah,
Distractions.
it's only in America where 2 + 2 = 5, brother.
Hey,
That's it.
Right, bro. That's a perfect analogy.
It's only in America.
But the brother read it depends on the person. They might go 32s or 44 to some people.
Right.
Depends on you. It's your reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Isaiah 47, verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures.
So here it is, thou that are given the pleasures. When the Lord pulled the rug right from underneath you, because that's what, and he pulling it out now. But it's gonna get to a point where it's just gonna be snatched. He's slowly pulling it out, slowly. Then he's just gonna snatch it right from underneath you, and suddenly shall the storehouses be found empty. You know, it's gonna come upon you suddenly. All right, you people don't even see it. You gonna be going to the restaurants and shit, ordering steak for $150 because inflation at an all-time high. All kind of shit, man.
Think about it. How do they get their food? It has to be imported or delivered, so that 40% is going to go up for them.
That's it, man. Rent downtown $10,000. Bro, they probably paying $10,000 plus for that restaurant right there. That's why a lot of them closed down. They couldn't afford to pay that $20,000 rent every month without being open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Miami just passed Los Angeles to be the number 2 highest rent in America. And in Miami, the thing is the average median income for the household is $38,000. The median cost of a house $540,000, bro. And the median income, meaning a household of 4 people, the median income is $38,000, bro. That is miserable living in the United States of America, bro. And the average house is $500,000, bro. Over 500. That's absurd.
It's just like a harlot that just done maxed out her credit card, and she don't know that the debtors gonna come in and ask for that money.
Right.
This bitch is just, and to pay off that credit card, she wanna use another one. And when you use another, America is that careless harlot, man. That careless harlot is just in so much debt.
I am a widow and shall see no sorrow.
Exactly. That's what it's going into, man. That's it. You know, what they say, good things don't last forever, man.
Hey, Salak, 2nd Ezra chapter 15. For much, great tribulation shall be done or happen in the cities because of the great pride. Kind. I'll get the one real quick. 2nd Ezra's 2nd Ezra's verse 18. 2nd Ezra's 18, 15 and 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
Yeah.
That's gonna be America.
Because of your pride, man. You know? And that's what happens when the shelves are empty, as we keep reiterating to people every week. When the shelves are empty, people will be knocking on your door to get your shit. But that's why the Lord say, so many of you shall die from famine, because when your food spoiled, when they done hit the power on your ass, then what you gonna eat? You're gonna be eating each other. Spoiled food, you know, you thought it was bad in Venezuela, people going in the garbage cans and eating. I remember one time the chick say her stomach was hurting, she ate rice out of the garbage can, and it was like, yeah, now you can worms in it. But that's gonna be coming right here to America. Right? You remember we used to be downtown and bombs would go in the garbage can and looking up, opening up, like half bitten off sandwiches that somebody threw away from a restaurant. They'll open it up and start eating. You know, that's gonna be the norm, man. Go ahead.
I got something to back you up. Just remember you talking about the Social Security thing. The elites are bankrupt in America, so they can buy it back and implement their new order. It happened in the time of the Civil War. So here, it says, in 1871, the U.S. Treasury went bankrupt as a result of the Civil War. And that's what's building up here in this country all over again. We just read Isaiah 19 chapter, how the Egyptians will be set against the Egyptians. These elites are making you fight against each other because they make you think that they're each other. The problem is really them on top pulling the strings. It says in 1871, the U.S. Treasury went bankrupt. What's happening now? The debt ceiling. They don't want to raise the debt ceiling. They don't want to bail out the country no more. It says, again, 1871, the U.S. Treasury went bankrupt as a result of the Civil War. It was sought help from global financiers such as the Rothschilds of London. Global bankers were eager to buy, and the treasurers, the pronouncers, the Act of 1871 was passed, so the Act of 1871 was passed into Congress, the 41st Congress. It says the Constitution was altered. That's why it's going to be martial law. They're not going to deal with the Constitution anymore. Right? It says the Constitution was altered and America was transformed into a corporation today. You know, so that's why the collateral was used. You know, talking about the Social Security thing, it's going to be the same thing with that chip. The collateral for the country going bankrupt is going to be the souls of men. You know, either you fly or you be put to death. That's what the devil's offering as far as the world order.
You have no rights. You know, you have absolutely no rights, man. So either you're gonna bow down to the image of all and receive his piercing, all right, or you're gonna die. You know, there's no, like the brother said, the Constitution, there's no freedom of speech, right to bear arms, all that shit is out of the window, man. You in debt, you owe us, it's time to pay up. And this is how you gonna pay by making this covenant or this deal with us. Which is ultimately Revelation 13:16. Okay?
If I can say real quick, hey, you know, you keep talking about my rights, but you people willingly signed over your rights when you put their patented technology inside of you, man. Now you're their property. Basically, you know what I'm saying? That's step one to it, man. They were like, hey, well, none of this even matter no more because you got, you know, this here patented technology. You are property now.
You're not human anymore, right?
Yeah. You did this on your own choice. That's what they're saying right now. So, well, they were not forcing you to take this. You got a choice. Either you want to work here or you don't want to work here. You know, so, hey, it's your choice. You know, so.
Which is why Esau is trying to persuade you so much, man. To take, that's why he is a constant push. For you to take these things, man. Plain and simple. And those that's weak Like I say, he ain't gonna force you. Esau is gonna start cutting you off the resources. Once again, he's gonna seize you.
Yeah.
That's all he's gonna do. He's just gonna seize you. Cut the food off from going in, and just wait you out. That's how you do that. You know how much power that saves manpower to the point where you know pretty much weaken the masses. Now that the resistance that's left, all you gotta do is send the crew in and just take them out, man. That's a very smart siege. That's a very smart tactic of war. All right, it's very efficient. You just wait. It's a waiting game. That's why the Lord say, Revelation, somebody get that real quick, Revelation 3 and 10. All right, keep these from the hours of temptation. So that time period. All right, it's a time period. Everybody is going to be put in that time period, because it's going to be a race for time. Like El Kamar said, the minute they make that chip mandatory, that's when things are going to move fast. So he got a time period from the first day he set that thing mandatory. It's a time period in between that when the Lord is going to return. All right, that's hot time. When the Lord will return. The day he make that shit mandatory, where you got to get it, he locking people up, putting them to death. Within that time period, you don't know how long it's going to be. Weeks, months, whatever. We don't know. But the minute he make that thing mandatory, the time period between when the Lord gonna come. But the Lord's gonna have to be with us in that time, and he said he is. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yeah, so we're seeing that this time is at the doors. All right? And like you say, it's all according to the Lord, but it's hard to wrap your mind around, like, how the fuck is this place still standing day after day? How? Nobody want to work no more. This place is trillions.
Grinding is ceasing.
Say it again?
The grinding is ceasing.
Grinding is ceasing, so it's like, boy, it's just a matter of time.
The thick clay.
This winter, shit kick off. November, December. By the time we get to January, February, all hell is breaking loose in this place, man. It's the Lord's will. Go ahead.
Hey, really, you were just speaking about that, the time frame is coming upon. Hey, man, you're just thinking about Christmas, man. You can't really go in the stores to go get a lot of things. You're going to try to order things. Even if you order things now, guarantee you're going to get it by Christmas anyway. So that American spirit of celebrating Christmas and things like that is going to be out the window, man.
They're going to celebrate with hugs and kisses this year. Because they're going to have to be kissing each other goodbye.
Yeah, I was going to say, they terrified of that as well, too, man.
Right.
You want to have a Thanksgiving Day turkey or whatever, hey, that shit might cost you $100 for a goddamn turkey, man.
Well, they're going to do it this year. They didn't get to last year.
Yeah, sure enough.
They were locked up. They couldn't go to their families' homes.
It says,
they had to resort to ground turkey.
ground turkey.
$38 a pound.
That's turkey bacon.
Yeah. And turkey bacon, that shit not even real, man. That's all chemicals. Modified. If you look at it, it's all the same shape, like the same color. It look like a little white line in the middle of it, and they got the little brown pieces on the outside of it. That's Play-Doh food, man. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. It says, behold, victory shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils go upon the earth.
Yeah, man. Shit cheap right now. But shit, I can't even say that. Price is rising every time you go in there. Price is right, and they got a thing called shrinkflation. Now that just recently surfaced in the people's eyes. They just now recently broke, but that shit been happening. Shrinkflation, bro, that shit been happening years ago. Yeah, I'm talking years ago. That shit been happening, bro.
Less Oreos.
Yeah, bro. Bro, I used to put that shit on the shelves, bro. Working at Walmart for like 3-4 years, bro. And I'm telling you, before this shit happened, the frozen, that was my section. And I would look like, yo, ain't this shit getting smaller? The shit just keep getting smaller. So I was like, oh, so instead of the motherfuckers bringing up the price, they just give you less portions. Come on, bro, but this shit been happening.
Gradually.
Now it's just surfacing now. Cause like they say, people rarely look at the 16 ounce. No, people just focus on prices,
Yeah.
and they know that. So that's why they do that shrinking thing, because people don't pay attention to portions. We're focused on prices, man.
And it's gotten to the point to where they can't further shrink shit no more because it's not cost effective anyways.
So you
Right?
have to repackage it.
Yeah. So
So
now,
what they do, they just put more air
right?
or nitrogen. So that's what it is. They put nitrogen. Like in chips, it'll be the same bag. It's gonna be like this was chips and shit like nitrogen. Same thing with cereal. They'll keep the same box, just put a different number on there at the bottom, and then you just fill it up with air.
Hey, and they'll tell you when you open it up, right? This product is not sold by value. It is sold by weight or something like that. They'll tell you like it ain't, because you'll open it up and like the brother say, it'll be so much room in it.
Right.
But they say that on there. This product is not sold by value, but by weight or
Yeah, by
something.
weight.
The way they word it. So that way when you open it up, you ain't looking like damn they gypped me.
Right.
You know?
They even do that with the steaks. They'll sell you like a 20-ounce steak, and that's before they even cooked it. By the time you get it's a 10-ounce steak. All these things, hey man, go out in the world and sample these things, man. Go to your McDonald's, get the large cup and the small cup, pour that bitch into the small cup, and then back to the large cup, the large fry, and the small fry. All that's just all the same amount, man. They just the way they cut the little bags, chips, same way, man. But let me read this again, because I want to bring out something else on this. 2 Ezra 16 and 21, it says, behold, victory shall be so good cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall great evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Kind of real quick, and that's what was happening. They were shrinking the food, the quantity of the food, little by little, and the prices were staying the same. Meanwhile, everything else prices were going up, and people were like, "Man, look, we still doing good. If milk is still this, and this is still that." But now it's gotten to the point where it's too much, and they have to raise the prices, and now people are starting to see it, and they're starting to notice like, "Oh shit!" So not only are we getting a lot less food, but the prices are now we're starting to see the prices going up. But you gotta.
And also with that, you know, I remember what was it, earlier this year or whatever it was, maybe last year, everybody got these PPP loans and everything like that, the stimulus checks. We seen all these paper tag Hellcats riding around. Everybody was just, hey, if you broke right now, there's something wrong with you. I don't know no broke niggas right now. Everybody got money.
People out here eating.
Yeah, people out here eating. Even the brokest of the broke folks is out here just walling out, right? But now all of a sudden you can't afford gas, you can't afford meat. You know what I'm saying? These things are starting to go up. We see some articles the other day, or at least I see some articles the other day about the price of rent is skyrocketing here, like in St. Pete and stuff. They got like I guess it was like a hotel that they changed into a like an apartment building. All right, they're kind of getting bought out and everything like that. They're saying it's like $1,600 for one, like, you know, if you go to a hotel, a one-room hotel room, you paying $1,600 for that, man. All right, so yeah, they was giving you out all this here stimulus money. They was giving you out all these here stimulus checks, and you thought yourselves was in good case because you was out here balling out. I don't know why y'all niggas broke. But then now you can't even go and afford anything, man. Now they upping the rents on all these different places and things like that, man. Upping the, you know, hey, look, now because, you know, there's a backup of shipping and things like that, and the food that we've already ordered, they had to come in and wait out in the ocean for 7 to 10 days on top of the 7 to 10 day shipping. All right, that food spoils, so now we got to send that shit back empty again to try to reload and try to get it back over here. So look, I was talking to my mom the other day, she was like, she was going out of town, she's like, I bought a piece of lamb for $7 here, but when I go to where I'm going, that shit is $40. For a small piece of lamb, it's like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? People thought that they was in a good case. They got all this stimulus money. You can go. You may have the money. You may be able to go to the store and get certain things, but if the price of it is so high up because they don't have so much of it coming back in, you're really gonna be fucked, man. Supply and demand, or not even that. Is if you can get your hands on it, man. Like the PlayStation. This is a prime example of the PlayStations, man. Them shits go for like $400 or $500, but they come in. But as soon as they come in, you got these scalpers buying them all up, and then now you got to go to these third-party places. They can sell for $1,500, man.
Price gap.
So it's like you can get the PlayStation, you got the money for it, but now you can't afford the price gap because of the so-called they can't get it out on the shelves a lot, man. And you got more and more people walking off jobs. Where as far as like trucking and things, if they can't get it to the store, man, hey, you ain't gonna be able to get it in your hands, man. All right.
At my job, they started charging a $340 gas surcharge to every delivery.
Man.
Every delivery, $45 gas surcharge. Wow. It didn't even tell us. Just, hey, yeah, you gotta pay an extra $345. Damn. She's getting tough now.
Hey man, we sitting back just enjoying the show, enjoying what the Most High is doing.
Yeah, that's what we're going into. This is artificial. He's doing this on purpose, making a contentious situation. Because we're going to 2 Corinthians 15th chapter. It says the lack of bread. That's on purpose. Esau's cutting off the supplies. People can fight against each other because he's thinking he's going to conquer this world.
Yeah.
He's putting the seeds on, this world, but also the bigger picture. The Lord's putting the seeds on everybody else.
Manipulating the stock market, scaring you. All right, scaring you to jump out or whatever, or to sell your house. Scaring you to sell your house. But you're getting 3 calls a day for somebody asking to buy your house. Why do you want to buy my house? If the housing market is about to crash. Manipulate the stock market, right? So you can jump out of it, and they can buy it, right? And then when you come back to the market, this motherfucker done bought up all the houses, and he done jacked the price up on because he bought it dirt cheap off of you because you were scared because he manipulated the stock market and made your ass jump out, and he bought it at a cheap price. That's how this man works.
And that's not how rate.
Yeah. This shit crazy out here, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Cool. All right, Con, what's going first? Revelation 18.
Get the Revelation.
This is Revelation chapter 18, starting verse 11. It says, Revelation 18:11, it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Yeah, because this was that great merchant city, okay, that bought all the goods, but the thing about it is that the currency that this country is used to purchase all those things is not worth nothing no more. All right, it's being devalued. It's losing its value. Okay, so you actually getting ripped off, which is why China don't want to send shit over here no more.
Why prices are going up.
Exactly.
Takes more dollars to get the stuff.
Exactly.
And
Go ahead.
if I can say as well too, with these merchants, you just look at these ships out there, man. Imagine if that was one of your ships from China, let's say. They like, look, on a normal schedule, we send 10 ships, or let's make it easy, 7 ships, 7 days out the week, right? And they come and they go. We make money every single day. But now they sent some ships over there. They can't even dock, and I'm trying to wait to send more ships. You know what I'm saying? I got this supply that's keep coming in because it's like from this guy to this guy, we gotta keep that hot potato passing down. Like if you stop here, it's gonna back up the next man. We got like with the cows and shit, pork and all these other animals. Bro, we gotta move these cows somewhere, man. We ain't got nowhere to put them. The ships ain't came back yet. They ain't even unloaded the first ship. So guess what? Now we gotta kill off these here cows because they fucking up the process line, man. Alright, if you ever worked in a factory or an assembly line type of thing, where I used to work in, if they couldn't fill the damn bottles with the juice, man, we sitting there just throwing away material all damn day long. Like, yo, bro, we got to write this shit down and charge off for that because we got the engines over here running. We could, we're creating shit, but y'all don't got nowhere to put the shit. So it's just backing up the lines all the way down the road, man. So you seeing all these merchant ships out there trying to rethink like, damn, man, we got all our people producing all this shit that America normally consumes, but they can't even receive none of those goods. Now what are we gonna do with this here plant that we normally be producing with, man? What do we do with these things now? That's gonna hurt our economy because that's where we get some of our income from, man. All right.
These nations, some of these nations, they're gonna get hurt, like China, but they're gonna be all right because they're gonna start dealing with these other nations. That's why China and Russia are making the alliance that they're making economy-wise,
And think about it, that's being done by design. Why it's fucking here? Why isn't it? What's the issue?
Or send them up.
Yeah, you like, yo, I'm hungry, but you got a fucking full of a fridge full of food, but you still fucking hungry. It's like, bro, go in there.
They want
Oreos.
Oreos,
something to eat, dog.
Pop-Tarts.
Like what the hell is going on, man? But that's what's happening here. You can't see that's being done by design, man. They're purposely not allowing shit in here, bro. And then in the midst of all this, you saw how all those farmers were telling you how, oh yeah, they told me I got to destroy my crops and they were going to pay me to do it, or I got a certain time to do it, or I get fined. So not only
take away your subsidies.
Exactly. So you get rid of the food sources here, making them purposely destroy it, then you stopping it from coming in. People don't see what's happening, man.
Choking them out.
Being set up.
Yep.
You're being set up for this shit, man. Continue on? Yeah.
All right, this is on Revelation 18:12. It says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of the most precious
And all
wood.
manner of vessels of all the most precious elements, for lack of a better term, that you could find. And how do you know that that's talking about America? Because you can't find a lot of shit over here. It's like this place don't produce all those different elements. That is imported. All right, getting stuff from Vietnam, China, Honduras, Ecuador, Mexico. All right, and you're able to obtain all those things here because why? This is that merchant city. They send all their goods off over here, man. You know, so that's how we know that this is talking about America. It's clear. Go ahead.
It says going back. And all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of the most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors of, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men.
Yep. Horses, chariots, and slaves, and souls of men will show you that you are property. All right. You are part of the merchandise, the stuff here in America. That's why you gotta, do your taxes. Let's see how much you're bringing in, how much you work, how much you contributing, how much we making off this nigga. Then, this nigga didn't pay up. IRS sees your house, sees your car, whatever. They seize all your assets. Why are you a fucking slave, man? You supposed to pay up. All right, tribute.
Taxes, hey, they just came out with the Pandora Papers about how these top Edomites is putting their money in these offshore accounts. And they're like, nah, y'all niggas ain't paying up. Yeah, but they blowing their whistle on their own self, but the rest of it, like the brother was going into, read the souls of men. Hey man, you gotta pay tribute, man. You gotta turn some type of return for this here place, man. Keep this place afloat, man. All right. You reading this? God, let me just keep reading verse 14. It says, Revelation 18:14. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which are dainty and godly or goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Yep. You shall find them no more at all, man. You can go to the stores one day, and I didn't say money is power. Well, your American dollar, man, is losing its power. Okay, all the things you desire, you just swipe your card or wherever, you routing your money to this account or that, and you just got it like that, man. There's gonna come a time when they crash this system, man. When this system is on the brink of collapsing, all those things are gonna flee away from you, man. All right, it's a credit-based system. You got it.
I was just saying, it's at its lowest global use.
So it's just a man, bro, and we waiting. We are freaking waiting on that day, man. Well, all hell is breaking loose out here. You people can't afford shit. Inflation's at an all-time high. So where people just gonna start taking it to the streets in droves, going in like it's gonna be like a Black Friday, but instead people not gonna be caring for nothing. They just gonna be going in, just taking, just grabbing.
World War Z.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen that movie.
Hey, and it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna be fun for a while. People, having fun. Then what? A day gonna go by.
Yep.
2 days gonna go by.
Granny died.
3 days gonna go by. Then you gonna be like, damn.
Baby died.
Ain't shit. These shows ain't filling back up. Like, they gonna have fun first hour or two, rioting.
Surely by now.
Looting, going in, drinking all the alcohol and shit. They gonna have fun, but it's gonna be like, damn, this shit ain't replenishing. What's going on? Scratching that head, and then that's when reality gonna kick in. Stomach gonna get to growling. You gonna try to, how Jake trying to play it off, man, like everything all good. And as the days and hours go by, you get more hungrier. You seeing, you seeing all the fun and little sarcasm and funny ass jokes go out the window. Now you looking for his shit. Let you hear a nigga open the chip bag.
Put one in his mouth.
Trying to eat soft and shit, you know.
Eat one and put the rest away.
Oh shit, that shit got my stomach hurting. I'm trying to fucking cramp, bro. This shit gonna get real, bro. Oh my god.
Not had a smell go nowhere.
Yeah.
He like, oh shit, they gonna smell like you can smell the restaurant over here, man.
Let
Hey,
me see your hands. See if I see barbecue chip powder on them bitches.
Hey, you know, that's how I used to be at school, right? The one dude that had the bag of chips and something, everybody trying to eat it soft because motherfuckers gonna go to action. Action for the chips and shit, man.
Back crinkle.
Crinkle and shit, you know, Jay had the two fingers like this. He did that, like, that's the most
eat out the backpack and shit.
yeah, no, that's what's gonna be happening on the grand scale, boy, around here. You better not say you got some food, man.
Everybody had on a turn.
Yeah, you know, that's the times we coming in, dog. Like, bro, we laughing because, like, that's according to the scriptures, man. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, man. You know, man, just keep reading on, brother. Love your shot. Yeah, all right, go ahead and sing it.
Hey, you know, the brothers making jokes about how you eating, man. We can smell this restaurant over here today. That's gonna be a horrible order for you to be having at midnight of your house or your place, or wherever you cooking some food at. You gonna be desiring that shit. That smell don't go nowhere. Like shit, man. It's gonna attract the wolves and shit before I can even get this shit cooked, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, hey, we want to eat something we can't cook.
Real quick, it's gonna go back to like the animal kingdom. Animals wake up looking for predators, knowing they could be eaten that day. You know, eat or be eaten. That's how it's gonna be. You know, a cheetah or whatever, they catch their prey and they trying to hurry up and eat. Because they know another predator somewhere around lurking to get the kill. So that's how it's gonna be for you people. Every day you wake up, it's gonna be a life or death situation, looking to see if somebody's after you, somebody trying to rob you, or somebody trying to take your food, or literally somebody trying to eat you, man. Hunting you down like you prey. Come on, man. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, starting at verse 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, and going into these scenarios, man, you got to think about like in the time of the purge, man. All right, verse 19 says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
First scenario, the Hunger Games, what the police was doing, they'll sit on top watching everybody fight. That's what the police gonna do. Because again, they're setting the whole shit up. People thinking these predators gonna have some type of power to help me out in the situation that he put into. It's not the case. He's gonna be on the ground hiding too. You know, because his deal is to lead people straight, and we're gonna take care of you and your family in the little shelter bunkers when all hell breaks loose. You know?
And he already got it set up. Cameras on all these street lights and shit. What you think, man? That area that we live by, the light poles, you got it's like Walmart cameras outside in the hood, literally.
They're gonna be watching this shit
Yeah,
just like
right.
on the Purge movie. They was watching this shit on the camera. Pay this amount, you can subscribe, you can watch this channel, see the
Super rich.
Exactly.
Those is rich. They'll be able to log into that shit and watch it. Watch these motherfuckers kill themselves, bro. Why the fuck is a Walmart quality camera, strobe type camera, literally right in the hood, bro? And they got a light under it. Like, bro, come on, man. You think it's a game, bro? This is real life, bro. You can tweet that. Look, the wig store, y'all bro see that? That's closed down. Remember he used to have all wigs in
Shut down.
in a window? Hey, look, no wigs in the window, boarded up. Discount wigs. You know, this place is finished, man. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw.
And we in those times right now, man. The beginning stages of those evil days. Okay? This place is finished, dog. If you want that, just go buy it. That's pretty much what it is now. Just go purchase it.
Toy.
Yeah, just purchase it. Put it on. If you ain't got it, just buy it, bro. This place is fried, bro. It's finished.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say I have no pleasures in them.
So that's when you're supposed to come seek the Lord, man. Ultimately, as early as possible, man. You know, make haste. You know, you're a young man. You seek the Lord when you got things to lose. You know, that's when the Lord wants you. Not when you're an old man, worn out, whatever the case may be. You have no desire for these lustful things. Ultimately, that's when the Lord wants you to come. But you know, the Lord have mercy on who He have mercy. He deal with whoever He deals with. But that's when the Lord really wants you, when you're a young man. You got things to lose. Out here, full of energy. You know, you wax old in the truth like I am. Go ahead.
Going back into, remember the Lord in the days of thy youth, when the evil days draw not, before all these things come to pass, man, because, just like a test in school, man, you don't learn how to cram that stuff right there too while the teacher's passing out the test, man. All right, so before these years, 2019, I guess it was, or whatever, where everybody was living their best life, that was the point in time when you had the time to be able to walk away from these things before they all started shutting down, man. All right, it's going to be a lot harder for people now just because they're forced to shut everything down. They're forced to stay in the house and not go out and find the desires of this here world and everything else like that, man. It's almost like quitting cold turkey, man. All right, we want to quit this here life, you know what I'm saying, while we were, things were still running.
And lean.
Kind of slowly but surely, but now, and trying to build up faith, man. We were in this here thing thinking about these things before all these shutdowns started to come to pass. So when we see these things, these was major faith boosters for us, man. All right, you got somebody else that's just coming in right now after things already started happening, and they're looking for something to boost their faith. How you know that this is true? What's going on? How you know this is going to happen? How you know the Lord's going to save us in these things, man? Hey, man, we started seeking the Lord while everything was calm and peaceful. And when things started to go a little awry and things like that, we would see the Lord give us signs that, hey, look, I'm going to be with you in these times and strengthening our faith all the way through and through. So in the time now when the evil days draw, we're getting stronger in these days, man. It's going to be a lot harder for some people to even get a grip in these days because they're terrified on each side, man. All right? But continuing on, Ecclesiastes 12 and 2, it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves,
and the keepers of the house shall tremble. All small business owners and stuff, man. Right? You find in your heart, like I talked to this one dude who say, man, it was cheaper to just close it down. It was cheaper to just close the business. Before I started losing money, I closed it down. I had to pay $10,000 a month for rent for a downtown spot, at this little restaurant. So before I started losing money, I just closed it down. That month for being closed down, that's $10,000. Another month, $20,000, and nobody coming in to buy nothing. Another month, that'll be $30,000. Nobody coming in to buy nothing. So he said, instead of me losing, 10s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, $50,000, I'm just it's cheaper to just close the business down, man. All right, it's just, and what happened? He was renting. So what happened now? Hey, the bank or whatever he got that loan from, or some super rich corporations pretty much got that real estate now. So when he goes back to want to purchase that same building, the price is way higher than when he initially started renting. And that's how they taking over all this real estate. They causing these conditions to where people have to sell, people have to jump ship. Then they buy it at a cheap price. And then when they come back, they can no longer own it or purchase these things because it's out of their reach.
They did like those hoods up in New York. What do you call it? Gentrification. Again, the same situation. They drove up the prices and everything. All those Hispanics had to move out, and all those neighborhoods had to move out there, and ended up going to that place. It's the only ones that can really truly afford it.
Nah, man. That's the way the devil. So the keepers of the house shall tremble. All right, and the strong man shall bow himself, because in this world money is power. You know, when you got a lot of money, man, you go around, you running shit. Wherever you like, it's a confidence that you have. You go in a restaurant, you ain't budgeting.
Look, asking for prices.
Asking for what's the price on this? No, you walking that bitch with confidence, and it does something for you when you got a lot of money, man.
Swap your car, you know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Hey, I went to the where was it? It was a food spot, and on the menu for the wings, it didn't even have a price on there no more. It said market value.
Wow.
For wings, bro. Market value.
Definitely do for like fish. Damn. Wings? Now you know it's back there. Yeah, like you say, a few dollars a week. That's too much, man. Yeah, that's something that Jake would just buy. They know they gotta eat something cheap right now. It's something that's gonna fill them up. You know, they can spend $7 on some wings or whatever the case is. Or now they're saying $7 a week, it's gonna be like $35.
Just give me this carrots.
Hey, that
25 cents for the ring?
thought of unsurety is being embedded deep into the minds of these people. That's why we need hope in these last days, man. That's why we got something to hope for. All right, the deliverance. These people, they say they believe in Jesus Christ, man. These people not really waiting on Jesus Christ, man. You know, they have faith in what they can see, their job. That's why they taking the juice to stay here.
Got a quick precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written before time were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. You know, and that we have hope through the scriptures, because we see that time and time again, all these things that we're seeing happening again, the Lord delivered his men out of it. The 70 AD, you know, the Babylon, you know, the captivity of Babylon, the Assyrians, you know, Egypt, all the famines, you know, and mass death that the Lord brought upon the places that Jake was at. He delivered his men always, man. You know, that's why. Yeah, that's why now in these last time and these last days, it isn't intuitive to involve yourself in matters outside of the scriptures like that, really. You know, your main focus should be the word, because that's how you're going to obtain your mercy and hope, man. It's through putting yourself in the spirit of Yahweh Shemi outside. But you got it out.
Yeah, to back you up, this is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. Isaiah 10 and 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So, going to the curses, we have to go to the devil for one of all things, and that's why he's hoarding everything, because he knows you have to go to him. He knows you have to go to him to go buy certain things. He knows you have to go to him to buy a house or to rent, or to get a car, or travel around and wherever you want to go, because he's been given a fantasy of that's his blessing. So when Jacob's going into, he's conformed because he thinks that he has to listen to the devil to live, you know. But we just read the prophecies that we're not going to stay on him that smote us no more. We're going to live on the words of Yahweh Shai, what he tells us to do. Right now in the world we have to, maneuver, use wisdom, be wise, serve arms and doves. But our trust is in Yahweh Shai in that day. That's why Revelation 3 tells us earlier about the exaltation. We're not scared to lose our lives because we don't love this world. We want to please our Maker, Yahweh Shai. So what is it, for him to feed us in that time to come? He's the one bringing all this stuff.
And that's ultimately, you have a lot of people right now that are losing their minds about how we're going to eat in that day and things like that. But like the brother was just reading, man, we're not putting our trust in to stay on Egypt and things like that, man. All right? Everybody go ahead and grab that real quick.
Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when they shall say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Right, so hey, this is, you know, what's that, Matthew chapter 24, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. We're starting to come into these beginning of sorrows where now, you know, matter of fact, hold that, can you bring up Isaiah 24? And what is like verse, I think, 6 or something? Verse 6.
Yes, 7. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Hey, so this is the time now that we're coming in right now, man. All right, these people now are sighing and crying, man. All right, back in the olden days, when we was out here prophesying on the highways and the byways, we used to get a lot of scoffers that used to walk by and tell us to go get lives, go get jobs, go get things like that, man. Why can't people tell us to go get jobs nowadays, man? They know they're a hypocrite. They know that they don't got no goddamn job right now, man. They know that they're uncertain about the things that's going on right now, man. They're out here, the merry-hearted do side. These people that's usually out here happy-go-lucky, partying and living it up. They used to tell us to go do all these things about believing into the world, but now they just like, shit, man. I'm in my straits right about now, man. I'm going through my things right about now, man. I can't even, you know, go and walk around in peace, man. You know, you see some of these women out here selling, you know, their little goods that they got, but they're even unsatisfied about those things now, man. All right, they can't even really take pride in half the things that they're doing, man. They over here looking at the things that they're doing. It's like, damn, man. You know, I got to result to this to be able to get to that, man. So nobody's really in a happy spirit at this point in time because, hey, man, everything is coming to an end, man, a collapse, man. And like the brother was going into it, it's all orchestrated, all right? Continue on with that real quick. Because we're going into, remember, you know, the Lord in the day of thy youth before all these things come, but now we into these things, man. All right, so now is how much more should you be seeking the Lord in these times now, man? Because like the scriptures say, things are going to get worse and worse and worse and worse, man. All right, real quick, can you bring out Matthew 24 and 21 and 22? But nevertheless, these are the things that are starting to come to pass, like the brothers was saying earlier. All right, these things are going to start coming quicker and quicker and quicker, like a woman in travail, man. Those contractions getting closer and closer and closer, man. All right. 21, 22. 24, chapter 24, verse 21 and 22.
All right, this is St. Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
Right, and so look, we going into great tribulation since it was, you know, the beginning times until now, man. All right, because you have a multitude of things hitting all at one time, man. You got people fearing the pandemic. You have people fearing that their jobs may implement certain mandates at their jobs. You have people that are sending their kids to school, scared that their kid might come back and bring an infectious thing inside the house and get everybody sick, man. All right, you got husbands and wives, man. I just heard about 3 people in my family. They damn near just going through divorces or breakups right now, man. They was just good a week ago, man. You know what I'm saying? Them and their husband and wife is separating and things like that. You know what I'm saying? The neighbor across the street might be going through some shit now, man. All right, all over what? The things that's coming upon the earth, man. These things are being sent from the Lord, man. These ain't just regular everyday things like, oh, we've always had certain things like this, but not as drastic as this, man. How many of you guys remember H1N1, the swine flu, man? You didn't have people out here about to put their jobs over the swine flu, relationships being separated over the swine flu and things like that, man. All right, but now you have these things that's on an unprecedented level, and now all of a sudden, hey, now the Lord is forcing everybody to bow that heat right now, man. All right, so these are the days now where they should say, I should have no pleasure in them, man. All right, these are the beginning of sorrows, all right? Keep reading.
No, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
And how are these days going to be shortened, man? All right, these days are being shortened, just like, you know, I just quoted it, you know, basically going into these contractions, man. All right, you know, the water breaks at first, then it contracts, her labor can be up to 24 hours or more, man. All right, but once those contractions get closer and closer and closer and closer, then that baby's about to return, man. So as these prophecies are starting to hit faster and faster and faster and faster, man. Hey, just think about how long it took to shut this whole place Babylon down, man. All right, again, 2019, they were saying living my best life, and now everything is like shit. Oh, in the beginning, they was like, hey, we wish this place gonna bounce back. They had people hoping things was gonna bounce back. Now all these unbelievers are set full in their minds, we not ever going back to nothing like that, man. They got these so-called mandates going out, man. I gotta make a decision of what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna live my life, man. I might have to relocate somewhere, man. I might have to sell my house and go live somewhere else because this state is making these mandates. We gotta start mass exiting out of New York, man. That's why there's no more houses here in Florida for you to buy. That's why I gotta start building up more houses, man. These folks up in New York, it's like, shit, man. The New York life is over for us, man. They mandate certain things. We don't want to live like this, so we gonna move, man. All right, now they bringing those folks down here to this here state. You know, now they buying up the houses out the woodwork, man. All right, but as soon as like scripture say, hey, you gonna desire to go into a city and not gonna be able to, man. All right, this is all being orchestrated and being controlled. All right, to put you into these positions of discomfort, man. The Most High is the ultimate chess player. You know what is the bring out? I think it's the Amos Bears, the Lions. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's the Most High that's bringing all you into destruction, man. There's nothing that you can run from. All right, finish that off real quick. Read that 22 again.
God, St. Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Let's just stop right there. Now let's look at this on a carnal level, right? Let's take the Most High and everything else out of it right here. And the people that's living in this world, right? How long do you think you can survive with just the way that things is going right now as it is? With the mandates, the lockdowns, the economy, the ships out in the water. All you niggas will be through anyway, man. All right, not to mention us at the Most High back in there. Hey, you got the missiles coming, man. You got Leviathan coming, man. You got the chariots coming, man. All right, you got the angels that's coming, man. So you couldn't even escape the so-called carnal economic collapse over here, man. You can't go on so much more longer paying $40 for a piece of meat, man. All right, you ain't gonna be able to survive when the chariots come, man. So either way you look at it, man, hey, man, no flesh will be saved, man. Esau trying to chip everybody up and everything else like that and control everybody, this great tyrant, man. All right, read that again.
God, St. Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened.
Right, for the elect's sake. All right, because everybody else out here is hoping and praying that Babylon will be healed, man. They're hoping for this to bounce back. When things get back right, I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to go and do that. But hey, man, the scripture say set a mark on the foreheads of the men that sign cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. So for the elect's sake, they're the only ones crying out for righteousness, man. This whole world's been polluted. All right, and there's no more remnant of the Most High in this here place except for the remnant that's calling on the Most High to save them, man. All right, so hey, this is why the time is going to be shortened for the elect's sake, man, because the rest of these people, man, they're suffering in their torment, but they seem to enjoy this here place here, man. They want it to come back so they can go back to their slavery. All right, they want to go back to their oppression. They want to go back to the things that they got going on in this here life, man. When we knew this wasn't even living from Jump Street, man. So ultimately, you know, the day is going to be shortened for the elect's sake, all right? Go ahead with that. Yeah. Go on with that.
So Amos chapter 5, start at verse 18. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you?
Right, you know, you got a lot of these so-called, hey man, we laughing at you people, and I don't really care about you people like these so-called Christians. Hey man, these dirty bastards still out here pushing out a pre-tribulation rapture. I'm like, nigga, y'all don't realize that y'all going through the sorrows right now, the trials and the tribulations right now. The whole earth is being plagued, being put under subjection right now. You don't, what the hell you got going on right now, man? All right, but you still believe into these things, man. You believe in on the day of the Lord. The Lord is gonna come back and He gonna bless me. He want me and my homosexual son to prosper and for him to get married and have a good life. This is what you think the Lord coming back for, man. Hey, but the Lord finna set you niggas on fire, man. All right, ultimately, this is what the Lord's about to come to do for you, man. Seen the video the other day where this dude looked like this nigga jumps the damn building and commit suicide and shit, man. And the Most High, hey, look, brother, I'm gonna put a spirit on your ass and just torment your ass. You thought you was about to commit suicide, but nope, we gonna just put you in some more hell and torment. So the shit that you already had bugging you out, now your arm and shit twisted backwards like this, and you still bugged the fuck out, man. All right, so go ahead and finish that off.
Finishing Amos 5 and 18, it says, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. Or when,
hey, so just like you know that video, man, homeboy, hey, he had whatever was plaguing him in his mind. He got to the point, fuck it, I gotta kill myself, man. All right, and he ran from one piece of hell, all right, and jumped to another piece of hell, and he brought the first piece of hell along with him, man. All the problems that he had in his mind is still right there with his ass, but now he done fucked up somebody's car, trying to commit suicide. They gonna try to put him in some kind of program or something. His arm bent all the way the fuck backwards. Everybody looking at him like he that much more of a low life when he already felt like a low life, man. All right, so hey man, you think you running from the Most High and these things is coming on the earth? You can't run from the Most High. He the one put them things into your minds, man. All right, the plague your goddamn self, man. All right, go ahead. Read that.
Amos 5 and 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
So you also got that in different scenarios. People say, hey, look, you know, I got this good job, I got my money saved up, my 401k, you done pulled your 401k 400,000 and that you done ran from one thing, because your job got the mandate, so you done ran from that. But guess what, that 400k is gonna get drained out real easy, trying to buy food, move from point A to point B, not to mention you just developed this new sickness where your medicine is gonna run you bankrupt before anything else, man. So now you plagued on all ends, man. You thought you was gonna escape, but you wasn't able to escape these things, man. All right, all these people. I heard a saying about, you know, the conversation between a so-called rich man and the so-called not so rich man, right? And the rich man, or the not so rich man, was marveling against the rich man. He was like, damn, man, all this nice stuff you got in the house and everything else like that. He's like, bro, I would give anything to trade my life for your life. When I'm in my pain and I'm suffering from my illness, my money can't help me in these times, man. So, hey, man, you know, you're gonna think that one thing is gonna be your salvation, but then you don't wanna, that might be a detriment unto you, man. Fuck it, if things get bad, I can just go kill myself or something like that, man. Hey, we seen it the other day, man. All right, that could be a even bigger plague unto you. Now, what are you doing these times, man? All right, that was it on that.
Sorry, next one. Amos 5:20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
Right, hey, so ultimately going into Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time, right? For us, this is gonna be our light in the time of darkness, man. But if you don't got that mark upon you, you're gonna be like these folks. Read that again.
Amos chapter 5. Want to go up to 19?
Yeah, the next one. Yep.
Amos 5:20 says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even
So if they don't have the wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of their time, it's gonna be darkness upon darkness. You know, we can read about that in same what chapter? You and 5. Well, when you go to 8 and 11, you know they're gonna be looking at the famine of this point. Finish that, we'll grab it real quick. Next point.
Amos 5:20, shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
So go to 8 and 11 real quick. So ultimately, you know, it's gonna be straight darkness, man. People gonna be looking for so-called truth, things to do. What do we do now? What do we do now? They say they're gonna mandate this here, mandate at the job. I can't work without this. How the hell are we gonna eat in these days, man? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that, man? And they just bugging out. So they're not gonna really know what the hell to do. And they're gonna be looking for that fresh water, but they're gonna wanna be salt water, man. Now you're in a way worse position than when you was beforehand, man. You done went and got participated in the mandates. All right, you went back to your job, and then it covered you for about a week or two. You got your job back, but production is slowed down at your company anyway. Now they got to shut down the business, or you got the little job back and everything else like that. But then all of a sudden you done got sick, and now you know what I'm saying, you are out of work, man. Or you get fired for whatever. You got a asshole boss, you get into it, and now you get fired. You done went and got juiced up for nothing now, man, and still can't go get a job, man. Or the job that you at, you can't afford the rent where you at, man. So now you all fucked up. All right, go ahead.
Sometimes just meditating.
So Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Shai. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it.
So hey, the day of the Lord, when it's gonna be straight darkness, man. People are gonna be looking for the answers and guidance and which way to go, here and there, here and there. But look, man, the Lord says it's gonna be a famine of the word, man. That Isaiah 33:6 being the the stability of that time. Your how they say, the God tours around the city. The people that's supposed to be walking around the city safely, and they gonna be off, man. You gonna have to walk through the Sahara Desert on that little safari trip by your damn self with the lions. Like shit, I don't know if he's harmful, if he's not harmful. I don't know if this plan is good or if it's not good, man. So now you are here walking around in this here darkness, don't know what to do, man. You don't know who to trust out here, man. Because hey, the people that you think that you can trust, the Dr. F's on the TV, they leading you to what? To destruction, man. All right, so this is why ultimately, the day of the Lord. Hey, it's not gonna be good for you people out here, man. You people going into your churches, all right, asking your pastors about this and that, and they telling you to go take this, man. They telling you, hey, the Lord just wants you to prosper, man. Just throw something in the little tip basket and we got you, man. But then all of a sudden you sick and don't know what the hell to do. Oh, pray about it and go down there and go get juiced up, man. Then now you got worse plagues and problems on you, man. This is why you're supposed to seek the Lord before all these things come, man. So people can warn you ahead of time instead of anybody trying to sell you anything whenever, if you're looking for a mechanic before your car breaks down, you have time to read the reviews and everything else like that. But When your car breaks down on the side of the road, you gotta call the quickest, the closest, and the cheapest person around you, whether they're good or they're not good, because you need them right then and there. Hey, and the first person you can get to may not be the best person, man. You don't have time to do that research at that point in time because, hey, man, you got to get off the side of the road right now. I got to move this car right now, so I got to pay the highest price to get this car moved right now, man. All right?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 1 and verse, I'll start at verse 25. 2nd Ezra chapter 1 verse 25. And it reads, seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Lord. Thus said the Almighty Lord, have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your power, that ye would be my children, and I shall be your father? Yeah,
I will, but if you want to speak on it first, go ahead. I'm going to start back over.
all right, I'll just read it for you again. Verse 25. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you.
And I like to bring this scripture out a lot where it says, when I call you, do not answer, but did evil in my sight. And we start to see a lot of people that, you know, especially the people that are around you, your family and things like that, man. They know what type of shit you into. They heard you talking about don't take this and don't take that. All right. And then all of a sudden, you know, I knew somebody recently, right, told them not to go get juiced up. Man, you believe that, hey, I'm going to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. Then this nigga wound up catching the damn thing after getting, I'm like, nigga, how you get juiced up and still catch the damn thing, man? Now your ass wanna listen, hey bro, what I gotta do to do this and do that? Like, bro, you should have been seeking the Lord early, man. You was putting off on the Lord. You was putting off that information. We told you not to do certain things, man. It's like in the carnal world, you got a kid or whatever, you tell them, look, man, don't get all tattooed and get your face all tatted up, because one day you're gonna wanna go get a job. One day you're gonna wanna go and get certain things. Don't go fuck up your credit, man, because one day you're gonna wanna, fuck that running credit card, I ain't paying that shit. Then when you finally want something, bro, your credit score is a 2. Credit score is supposed to be counted in the hundreds. You got a credit score of a 2. You know how long it's gonna be for you to dig yourself up out of that, man? Hey, don't try to come to me now with your bad credit. I'm giving out the loans to people who got credit right now, man. You done already sold your way down the block, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 59 chapter. It says the Lord's arm is not short that he can't save, but your iniquity, they still doing shit in the world. So the Lord's not gonna stretch his hand out to you because you still want to stay in your wickedness. Like something like a jab, you can't give up. Fighting over this jab thing right now. How much more when the altercation really comes? You know, Jake's not putting up no righteous sacrifice to the Lord, so you're in debt, and that debt's gonna be being put to death.
God, verse 26. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you, for ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter.
Right, and part of this is going in that with the 2nd Ezra 9. All right, they despise the words of Most High. They loathe His law. All right, they hated hearing the prophets. They said, let the Holy One cease from among us. We don't want to hear that, bro. We trying to tell you. We was over here showing you love the whole time. Telling, hey, every last one of us up here, when we first came in the truth, man, we was hot and on fire. Want to tell everybody about this, man. It's how we lost everybody in the world, man. Hey, bro, please stop talking to me about that, man. Your own relatives, your woman, your kids, everybody that ran away from you, man. But then now all of a sudden the shit start hitting the fan. They might want to start doing the circles back on around. Hey, man, what the scripture was saying about this? How we gonna do that? How you feeling? How you do this and how you do that, man? All right, so hey, man, now they all of a sudden want to so-called convert. But then they, you know how you say you 1 foot in or 1 foot out. You already tainted goods, man. You done already done fucked up, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 27. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Lord.
Right, so when you was out there saying, look, I don't want to hear this, you got your thoughts, you got your beliefs, I don't want to hear that, make the Holy One cease from us. Hey, look, you're not forsaking the Most High. Look, I'm going to do whatever I want to go do. My God will do this and do that. Positivity, don't put that negativity on me. That's one of the major things they like to say in this world. Hey, don't be speaking that negativity over my life. Them same ass people right now is trying to figure out where this negativity came from, man. It's like, I got my positive affirmations every morning. I say to myself in the mirror, you can. You're beautiful. You're rich. You're this. You're that. But your ass is bugged the fuck out right now, man. We the only ones that's stable in this, have a stable mind state when all of Babylon is collapsing, man. We the only ones rejoicing. It's like, wait a minute, we in prison. Now they can't pay the water bill at the prison, the light bills at the prison, the deed at the prison. They about to come and bulldoze this place out and set us free. And you niggas over here mad because they about to kick you out the prison. Don't you want to be free, nigga? That's what we talking about over here, man. But, you know, our people are blinded, man. All right, go ahead.
Jump down.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. Verse 32, I sent unto you my prophets. So I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Lord.
And we, every last one of us, know at least one person that's done this to us, man. When they separate themselves from us, man. Said all kind of negative shit to us. Hey, man, I don't know about what's going on. Look at your little brother, man. Your little brother out here wilding. Your little cousin out here wilding. You see what your son out here doing? Or they take you back up to the job and report you at the job. All these wild things that they say to you, you know, in all these different places. But they never really see about the fruits that your tree is bearing, man. All right, the stability and the comfort in mind when these crazy things is going out. All these bugged out people, they all bugged out together. Girl, I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. They over here drinking, not in their mirth, but they're drinking in their sorrows right about now, man. These are the times that we're living in right now, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 33, thus saith the Almighty Power, your houses is desolate. I will cast you out as the wind doth stubble, and your children shall not be fruitful, for they have despised my covenant and done that thing which is evil before me.
Right, so how you gonna go to work and cuss out your boss? You know, I've seen this plenty of times in different movies and stuff like that, where, you know, somebody come in, see the new nigga in the office, man, who's so bum ass looking nigga over here with the old shirt collar all fucked up and everything like that. Come to find out, oh yeah, this is the new CEO of the company and everything like that. You like, oh shit, I'm gonna go ahead and pack up my shit and leave now. You were talking shit to the boss and don't even realize he the one gonna bring you salvation the whole time. People laughed and scoffed at us, telling us, you need to be doing something with your life right now, man. For what? We saw and told you that all this was gonna come to an end. Now you're talking about going to college and everything. For what? Everything is shutting down. They got everything going around right now. This was the college we need to be in. This was the investment we need to be investing in. This is what we needed to be dedicating our life into, because now these things are all coming to pass, man. All right, I've seen multiple people who did so-called counted us out and said we lost our lives for these things. Now coming back saying, you know what, you had the right investment, man. I should have invested in what you invested in. Now I need something what you got. I'm like, hey, man, you just gotta believe in the Lord, man. It's gonna be a lot harder, like we was reading in Ecclesiastes 12. Seek the Lord early while he may be found, or before the evil days come not. All right, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to build up your faith now when you got all this shit going on around you, man. All right, it's gonna be hard for you to learn how to walk a tightrope when the tightrope is already between two skyscrapers and it's heavy wind outside, man. You want to learn how to walk a tightrope when you inside the little facility this high up off the ground, and you got little things like that where you got, you know, training wheels and everything else like that, man. But now, you know, it's going to be real rough for you at these points in time, all right? Go ahead. That was it on that? You got something?
Yeah, go ahead. It's Psalm 19, Psalm chapter 19, and I'll read a couple here starting at verse 9. Psalm 19, verse 9, it says, the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai is clean, enduring forever. So that's how we're made pure. It says, well, matter of fact, precept. Psalm 19, verse 9, the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. So that's why, you know, going into remembrance of the greater days of our youth, we read these words, and the Lord told us what he's going to do to this place. That's why, like, damn, we're not going to keep on continuing this world, because the Lord said he's going to destroy it. And that starts with the fear of the Lord. We fear the Lord. And that's the biggest thing that people can't get, is the fear of the Lord that's on us. That's how we move where we move, because you don't understand, because you don't have the fear. And the fear is given to the faithful in the womb. That's why they call us crazy. What the hell we doing? What the hell you niggas doing?
That's why the scriptures say, through the fear of the Lord we persuade men. That's how we were persuaded. Right. That's why we are persuaded into doing what we continue to do, is through the fear. Knowing that if we don't, at any minute the Lord can jack us up. Right. You know?
Yep, Psalm 19, I'll read two more. Psalm 19 in verse 10, it says, more to be desired are they than gold, yea, than fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. So the fear of the Lord and ultimately his judgment is more desired than gold and things of this world ultimately. Because the fear of the Lord is going to bring the kingdom. The fear of the Lord is going to bring salvation. The fear of the Lord is going to get you through this time to come right.
Hey, the beginning of wisdom is what?
The fear of the Lord.
Brother, that's right. And what wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. We're not talking about, you know, wisdom on how to do how to solve a Rubik's Cube. All right, wisdom on how to walk in these last days, the spirit of discernment and certain things like that, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, you got a lot of Edomites right now that's wise enough not to know to take that devil's potion. All right, but you know what I mean? They gotta have the whole role, man. All right, so you can have certain wisdom, but we need ultimately the wisdom of the Lord. Go ahead.
I'll read one more. Psalm 19 in verse 11, it says, "Moreover, by them is thy servant warned." So, yeah, that's heavy, bro. Psalm 19 verse 11, "Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping them there is a great reward." So, think about Noah, think about all the men of old before, they got moved by the fear. So, hey, Noah started building that ark. He got the warning by the fear of the Lord. He said, "Oh, destroy this with Lot." Lot got the warning. He was fighting, and eventually, he got up out of there. But hey, man, the Lord warns you through fear. Saying, "Hey, depart from this place because I'm about to destroy this place." Yep. Psalm 19 verse 11, it says, "Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward." Yeah, because because keeping them going into Revelation 3:10, because thou kept the word of my patience. Nobody's really thinking about salvation. They're thinking about it in this worldly sense. I'm gonna save my 401k. I'm gonna save my house. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save that. And maybe we'll get over the time to come. But that's not what the Lord got going on. The Lord said, "Hey, you stay upon me. You stay on this place. You're gonna be confounded. You're gonna be destroyed." And it says, keeping them was a great reward. Keeping the words of Yahweh Shai is a reward. Not keeping Esau's word. He said, "You don't do this. I'm gonna do this to you." Who cares? We got Yahweh on our side, and that's all we need. Our one is in the fear of the Lord. He feeds us, he takes care of us. Mentally and physically. We went into Ecclesiastes 12 chapter. It says, again, remember the creator days of our youth. It says, "Before the evil days draw nigh, it says the sun and moon be not dark." And that's really going spiritual. That's the truth. The sun and moon being the wisdom and the knowledge. Before the storefronts are closed, meaning this truth. This is the storefront. You come here to buy the truth. That's why we're on the highways and byways. But this is going to be closed, and that door's going to shut. And that's that ark, man, with us getting up those chairs for this book. Psalm 19 and verse 11, it says, "Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward."
Hey, that's bringing it all the way full circle to the very first beginning about a straight and narrow path, man. All right, hey, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, the word of the Most High. All right, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's how you're gonna stay on that straight and narrow path, man. All right, this is how you're not gonna want to fall into these temptations of the world, or fall into the fear of this here world instead of the fear of the Most High, man. You don't want to like you say, let go of the mortal thoughts, man. I might lose my job and how I'm gonna eat and everything else like this. Don't worry about that, man. The Most High I'll feed you, man.
The Lord's about to fix this place up. That's like when your father, he's about to come home. You want to make sure everything is not. You might fix it. They only need to fix. Make sure it's extra straight. That's how we are in the world. When we put off the camera, we got the fear of the Lord on us. Everything we do. If it involves the fear of the Lord, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna put my prayers up. Lord's will. Hey, I'll get to where I gotta get to, man. If I got something going on and I got an issue, I bring it to the council. We fear y'all about to try. That's it. When all hell starts breaking loose, you want to have a clear conscience. You want to be out here like, damn, I should have did this, that. You don't condemn yourself. You don't get judged because you're gonna lose hope. Our hope is in our eggs. We fear y'all about to try, and we do what we're doing. You're gonna take care of us, and that's all that matters to us.
Alright, anybody else got any precepts? Alright, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. And salutation, much love for you all, keep pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions, defeat, and edify the elect. Until next time, stay strong. Shalom.
Shalom.